Man, thank you for having me. It's good to see you, man.
Yo, all right, it's your boy Rush. I'm in the building with Big Mo. He's the audio engineer for Fresh and Fit. Son is official. You know what I mean? You see this young king in the building. Not only he's a young king, but he's also a Zoe too, which makes his bloodline royalty. You heard? What's good, man? How you doing, man? Talk to
I'm
me.
I'm doing really good, man. I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Word
So
out.
yeah, man.
Alright, yo, okay. Now, yo, one of my things is right, yo. I noticed that's in the reggaeton circuit or whatever, man. And I peeped out the record you made. Necesitas algo. I,
Yes.
I I thought I thought that record was pretty good, man. Like, yo, so how you stumbled upon the reggaeton scene like that? Yeah, talk.
Um for a lot of years, it was actually I was actually coming from R&B. And for many years I've been learning R&B. I've been studying R&B for a very long time. And I I just so I know it's like what wait, okay, R&B, what does this have to do with reggaeton? Um I remember I would do a few videos, maybe a few promos, and especially I remember I did some dance videos, and I would just do dance videos for a lot, just me just dancing around, just wilding out, just cutting up,
Mm-hmm.
just showing off the moves and stuff. And I remember I started dancing to a couple of Spanish songs, and then next thing you know, I ended up getting viral across multiple countries in Latin America, and
Okay.
then it just came, and my Instagram got flooded with people from Latin America just showing me so much love. And then I had
Word.
released this R&B song, and I was just trying to promote it, and I had
Mm-hmm.
a bunch of messages of, "Oh, I love your song, but I can't understand anything. Oh, I love your voice, but I can't understand what you're saying." And just that, but I'm like, what is going on? Like, what? I'm like, why am I getting a bunch of these, bro? And then that's when that light bulb hit in my head. I was like, bing. I'm like, ah, I should start doing some Spanish music. But then
Word.
it was just a coincidence that I was also learning Spanish.
Okay.
So I was like, how can I make this transition? Because you know, I love R&B. That's my genre that I love. That's my heart and soul. So I was like, hmm, okay, I'm gonna make something in Spanish. And then I did a lot of shopping around. I did a lot of learning because I'm like, how to write music in Spanish. I don't know. Because now I'm realizing if you say the same word translated, it's not going to rhyme.
It's not gonna be the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's why I ended up, and then next thing you know, I just stumbled upon Spanish music, and I've gotten a lot of love ever since. And I'm like, I have to make this a thing. So that's why it is also now a thing.
Word up. Yeah, reggaeton it derives from Panama. The first reggaeton artist, his name is Pocho Pan. Yo, son is he nice, know what I mean? And
Oh,
Puerto Ricans they made it hot. I mean, they made it more popular,
they
whatever.
did.
I mean, so salute to all my bodies out there. You heard?
Yeah.
Um, yo, another question, right? Yo, how'd you end up linking up with Fresh and Fit? Like, who plugged you in like that?
I know for a long time I've been a Fresh and Fit fan for a long time. I love telling this story, by the way.
Okay.
I've been Fresh Fit fan for a long time, and I've been watching. I've been binging them. I've been learning, and I've been self improving in the name of Fresh and Fit. But then their previous audio engineer left,
Okay.
and for some odd reason, I still don't know. Like I all I know is he has previous other full time jobs, so it is what it is. And I saw, and I remember I was just on Instagram, just I don't know, I was just I think I was probably talking smack or something, or I don't know, looking up viral videos,
Okay.
and Myron had posted up, hey, I need a audio engineer in the Miami area, and my eyes just like widen up. I was like, oh, what? I was like, and the funny thing is, because I caught that when he posted that in the story, I caught it 2 minutes into him posting it, and I just answered right away. I didn't know if he was gonna like reply or not, but I guess he was still on his phone looking. And he replied right away, and he was like, "Okay, let's. I'm gonna call you maybe around like 6 a.m. to talk to you, or maybe somewhere after the show, or after I'm setting up the show or something, or doing he does a lot of things after the show. So I'm gonna I'm gonna call you, and then we can talk from there, and I'm gonna ask you some questions." So and he said, and then I said the right things. I showed him like, listen, this is what I do. I do audio engineering. I
Word.
come from well, I initially came from recording studios. I've never done live before though, but I understand audio equipment.
Word
So
up. Word.
if I see the
Word.
equipment, I can be able to get it. So he
Mm-hmm.
tried me out, and you know, uh, he said, "Okay, I'm gonna have you on tonight. Rolo Tomasi's coming in, so if you want to come, from there, you can come early, get an understanding of the equipment, and the rest is history."
Word. Word. Yo, that's dope. Now, did you go to Full Cells? Like, how'd you learn how to? Well, yo, two questions. Did you go to Full Cells, and what program do you use to edit sound waves? Do you use the generic one where Pro Tools, or you use Quarter Pro?
I actually didn't go to any school for
Wow.
audio engineering.
So you just learned.
Which is an interesting story in itself, because I know there was I got financially declined from, it was another audio engineering school in the local area called SAE.
Okay.
That was my other dream school. Well, my first dream school was Full Sail, but it was too expensive to get to. So at least a closer one where I could still get the certifications and still the hands-on training. I wasn't able to go there, but I actually did not let it get to me. I didn't like get to my system. Um because for a while it was very discouraging, because that was a dream school. Audio engineering was my love.
Right.
That's what I love to do. But
Hmm.
I told myself, I'm like, I'm not going to let this discourage me, because this is what I want to do. I love music. I love sound. I love audio engineering. And I've been learning audio engineering since I was about 13 years old.
Wow. Wow.
And I've been self-taught.
I dabbled into some of that too. Know what I mean, like when I lived in, because I lived in Florida, I used to live in Broward, and
Mm.
I had two pre-production studios set up, and everybody from the hood will come through and record at my spot. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
know how to edit, mix, master records,
Mhm.
all that. I mean, and I learned everything on my own too. I mean, me and my man's finesse one. Yo, salute to that young king out there. You're it's my right
Yeah.
hand man's. You're
And even to answer your other question, I currently use Pro Tools. That is my main that's my main workstation that I love using. I've
Mhm.
been learning. It's known as the industry standard. Um,
Right.
but for a long time I've done it's called Cakewalk Sonar.
Oh, I remember Cake. Now
Yeah,
I dealt with
yeah,
Cakewalk when they first came out. Like,
yeah.
yo, yeah, you an audio engineer for real.
Yeah,
Yo, say Cakewalk, man. Yo, you know what's up. Yeah, yeah, you know the foundation of.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I've done
salute to
so.
you. Yeah.
I come like this is. I kind of showed my age a little bit, because because I know in the
No, you
first.
look hella young. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
When you
yeah.
say Cakewalk, yeah, you about my age. Yo.
Because I remember FL Studio back when it was called Fruity Loops.
Yeah.
And back then it was the third edition that was kind of new when
Hmm.
I first started learning, even just learning how to make music.
Yeah.
And another one I always used a lot was it was Sony Acid.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Um
Yeah. Yeah.
I loved that one. There was also Reason and Cubase.
Reason is pretty good. They got a lot
Re-
of it's similar to Fruity Loops because all the plugins that they have, and you can manipulate each sound that you sample, which I thought was pretty interesting to do. I
yeah,
mean, yo, that's yo, word out.
and
The
so, but
mastermind behind the
yeah,
board, yeah, I mean.
and yeah, and so for many years, man, I've been trying to like put my face in many different studios. Working with big studios that's down here.
Right.
That's another thing why networking is important. How they always say on Fresh and Fit, because I was at least able to like put myself out there, be around, and put my face in different studios. And now there's at least two studios that that now are familiar. They're familiar with me, and I
Is
can
Circle
work
House
on.
still around? Because I remember they were pretty heavy in the music scene. I mean,
Circle House is still pretty big, but Miami is very. It has a lot of like big recording studios now, so
yeah, yeah.
it's pretty. It can be pretty competitive a little bit, a little bit.
You be
Yeah, yeah,
you kind of like downplaying it. It's real competitive.
yeah.
You got to be on it. Like if you don't, I mean, like especially as an audio engineer, you have to be plugged in order to make some bread. Now,
Yes,
as a producer, right? Did you work out any publishing deals with like ASCAP, BMI, EMI to work out some, passive income?
I'm currently in the middle of because I have my own publishing name.
Oh, so you started up your own publishing company.
Yes,
Word up.
it's
Word.
called Best in the World Entertainment.
Okay.
Um, and I actually signed up through ASCAP.
Yeah,
So
ASCAP is yeah.
yeah,
Like,
so
like most
that's what
independent
that's
artists, they deal with ASCAP because they don't rape you for the percentage of your publishing.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And then plus the fact that I also made my own publishing just makes another it takes another percentage for me. So
Right. Right. And also, you could take on other clients too,
yes,
and do them how BMI does everybody else.
exactly, exactly. I had for a couple years now. I've been making sure that I'm setting up a good foundation. So very strong foundation. So yeah.
Word out, man. So, yo, got a question, another question for you, right? Yo, do you feel like the red pill communities is helping men to stay sucker free?
Definitely. I've been part of the Red Pill community and for a while. Although I wasn't not necessarily for a while. I always had the ideals, but the Red Pill community kind of like verified what a lot of things that I've already knew throughout the years. And it's actually that's one of the best ways to describe it, to stay sucker free
Yeah,
because a lot of us guys were naturally suckers.
right. Well, I
We're
want to say
yeah,
naturally is because
nat
a lot of dudes have been indoctrinated with the blue pill, like they OD off that. Uh,
it's because we
sometimes
mean well.
Yeah, I mean sometimes they can't like if you're a dude that's red pill, you getting them hip to the game, he might not like his reaction to that might not be pleasant. I mean, he's gonna probably like be a bit emotional about it, you know? Not everybody can handle the truth.
But it's because as guys we mean well. Shout outs to Rolla Tomasi. He always says men love idealistically, women love opportunistically. And when we say men love idealistically, that means we love for real. We love for the sake of love. We we think of love as like, building a future, investing in a future. We think of family, we
Right.
think of building a legacy.
Hmm.
Women, they look at love as is he the best I can do and can I do better?
Right. It's under certain
And
conditions.
and
Yeah.
exactly. And,
And a
and
dude, to be real with you, a dude, he has the capability of loving someone unconditionally. I
yep,
mean,
no matter what,
no matter
exactly.
what, a female
S-
she does not have the ability to do that.
a-
That's just my opinion. I
And
mean,
yeah, no, exactly. Because in this day and age, us guys, that's how naturally is. And a lot now these days it could be seen as a sucker, but it's just that our idealistic way of looking at love gets taken advantage of. So that's it becomes a big issue. And it's we and now we now the red pill's like, okay, listen, they're gonna screw you over. So here's how to not get screwed over.
Right. I mean, like even with the dating game, it's like you know, your average chick has a plethora of men that she could use to get a free meal. I mean, and when you give the dude the breakdown on that, if he's OD'd off that blue pill, he might not agree with you what you're revealing to him. You
Even
know.
even even a lot of the below average chicks got a lot of
Yo,
dudes in they
it's
got a
funny
lot
you
of dudes in
say
they
that.
DMs.
I did a live, I think like last week, right? And shout out to Poppy Blanco. Salute to you, King. He says there's no such thing as a raw, as a wall. He says if it takes a 2 or 3, she getting saved. You know what I mean?
there there's a dude that's out there that's willing to save because as guys we'll take what we could get. We
Right,
we going we gonna take what we can get.
right.
So you know, and that's something that us guys don't even understand. Where like I'm like, because we look at a girl, I'm like, we don't think she gets that much DM. Man, you'll be surprised.
I know, I know. I
Man, you'll be surprised.
Females they show me, man. I be like, yo, I'm not saying this to the chick. I'm like, yo, you're not even a dime. And you getting this kind of that just shows you how thirsty men are. Know what I
Yep.
mean, it's
Well,
just it's just a
hey,
surplus of suckers trying to get that lick. Know what I mean,
hey, no one's ugly after 2 a.m. after on a slow Tuesday.
especially you got some of that lick in their system. Know what I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
you
That's what
few
I'm like.
L's with it. Know what I mean, you going
I like
yeah,
just turn
yeah,
the lights off. You ain't gonna. No one's gonna notice the
yeah,
difference. Yeah, no one's gonna notice the difference. I mean,
right.
even I had me some confidence. Had to have some confidence boosters. I it is what it is, bro. We take it was to get like this sounds like I need something like man. It's been a minute. I need something to boost my confidence. Man, I'm gonna take the next one in my DMs. And then I get and then next 2 minutes like bloop bloop. I'm like, man, you know what, man? You know what? I'm like, and then next, it's like, hey, it happens, man. It happens.
Right, right. Yo, do you feel like dating apps is only beneficial for women now that we're talking about this subject matter? Like, cause like the stat, like this statistics that show that women off the dating apps they get a surplus of matches compared in comparison to a dude that's attractive.
Even some of the average, and I would even argue maybe some of the below average do better than the best guy on the dating apps.
Right, and that
That
just shows you the
that's
thirst
true.
is real.
Yeah,
I mean,
that tells you how much of abundance that a woman has, and even a below average is almost on par with some of the best dudes. Yeah, that is true. But I don't think any for now for guys, any avenue benefits. Any way that you can approach a female, any way you can talk to a woman, approach a woman like, just any chick, just any avenue works. It doesn't matter whether it's dating apps, that's gonna it do it. I always recommend every guy to try every avenue. Like so, if it's going out to the clubs in the day, like and then at night, going out to I don't know, find some shindig in the daytime.
mhm.
Try the dating app and not just one. Try multiple dating apps or as much dating apps as possible.
I mean, I feel with the younger generation, they're like socially awkward. They're like because everything's done through online. Like they don't have the ability to cold approach as how my generation had to do it.
Yeah.
'Cause if you ain't holler at a chick, you wasn't getting none. I mean, so you
But
had to make the initiative to. I mean,
cause
spit that
cause
check to shorty. I
cause
mean,
I think of by the end of the day, when you get with a chick, no one's gonna care how you got it. Especially when you find something that's for you, no one's gonna care how it happened. Now,
mhm.
I also love approaching chicks out in the open. Like, I used to do all the time. I got
Yo,
close
it's
friends
funny
that,
you
yeah,
say that because that's just how Florida is.
yeah,
Even with them young heads, they still on it
yeah,
like that. Salute to my Floridians out there.
yeah. We were like,
Broward
yo,
to Dade County, you're
yeah, you feel me? We were like, yo, I'm like, damn, she's really fine. And my homeboys be like, yo, Mo, what you gonna do about it though? I was like, man, what do you mean? What am I gonna? What you ain't gonna do nothing, man. You ain't you. Or some day we egg me on like, Mo, you ain't from Miami. I'm like, what? What? Mo, you ain't from Miami. I was like, hey, man, you know what? I'm like, hey, excuse me, hello, how you doing? My name is, so
right.
I still love, I still love just talking out and open is just, I always say every avenue is the best. Every method is the best. And
Hmm.
even and I'm saying, because I'm saying online is pretty good too. It's whatever works for you. It's just you have to do everything because it's that difficult to even get a successful flirt.
Right.
That you have to try every single avenue just to be able to source and actually get a good like rotation of
Response,
women.
yeah. Because as a male, there's certain guidelines that you have to reach in order to have the female find you attractive. There's a long list slash prerequisite in order to be that guy. You know what I mean?
It is, and that's I always say, bro, don't hate the players, hate the game. That's the game. It is what it is,
Right.
and you have to accept it. You have to just take it in, accept it, and move accordingly, navigate accordingly,
Hmm.
and work with it, and see, okay, how can I make this benefit me, or how can I get some kind of benefit at all? And you'll be
Right.
after that, you'll be fine because next thing because I've gotten rejected. Oh man,
That's
thousands,
Yes, yo, me too.
thousands.
Every male
It
goes
it,
through that. I
it
mean,
ha-
like
it's
it's
gonna
a part
happen,
of life, you know.
and
Men are conditioned to deal with rejection. I mean,
yep,
females they can't. They're not conditioned to deal with rejection. If you reject a attractive female, she will get violent on you. I mean,
yeah, and the thing is, when it comes to dealing with rejection, a lot of dudes, the reason why they don't approach is because they scared of that rejection, but they don't
right.
understand how inevitable rejections are and how common rejections are, and it's okay. And there's nothing to be ashamed of. You look at Myron and Fresh, Myron's tall, he's super in shape, lives in one of the tallest buildings in the most expensive area of Miami. Both Myron and Fresh. Fresh has two Lambos. You know, they're
Hmm.
both in pretty good shape, and they still get rejected.
Right.
Ain't nobody safe from rejection, bro.
Hmm.
It's going to happen, bro. But
Right. No, that's a
wh-
fact. Yeah.
when you approach enough, bro, you're if you shoot your shot enough, you're gonna hit something.
Yeah,
You're
you know,
gonna hit something.
if you holler at 100 chicks, maybe 10, we'll give you the number, and five, you be able to, I mean, pizzle. I mean,
And 5 out of 100, bro. That's pretty damn good, bro. That's
yeah,
pretty damn good.
yeah.
Cause the
I know chicks is like, yo, that's horrible. Like,
that's
yo,
the
nah,
Mm,
that's the odds
bro,
man got to deal with, man. You know what
bro.
I
If
mean?
you out of 106, if you end up hitting 10 of them, you could teach the game.
That's a
You're
success,
good enough.
yeah.
That you're the top of the top when it comes to hollering at chicks. You the
Bro,
cream of the
nah.
crop. You can teach this shit. That's how hard it is for dudes. It happens, bro. Like
Yo,
a dude had
facts.
one of like I'll remember what was it? Mystery, who the writer of the Mystery Method, one of the most renowned books when it comes to learning game. Even he talks about it. I'm like, yo, out of 100, bro, you probably gonna get 10, bro, and that's like the best, and that's like
Right.
the best of the best, bro. 10 on, yeah,
Yeah,
man.
and some dudes they think money is the solution to everything, which is not. I mean, it's all on how you carry yourself and you know, and what you got to offer, other than money,
It's you have to have everything on point, not just money. You know, big shout outs to John MLD. You know, what he says is true. It's money, muscles, game, frame. And to make money, make muscles, learn game, hold frame. You have to be the complete package, or at least be as a complete package as possible.
Right.
You have to have everything about you on point, not just one, not just two. You got to have everything. Or I'm going to say at least try to have everything. Try to be the best version of yourself as possible in every aspect of yourself. If not, you can't ask for the best.
Facts, facts. Um, yo, like since I mean, like I know you a Zoe and all that, but were you born out in Haiti or you born in the States?
I was
And if
born in
you
states.
okay, so you from
Yeah.
Miami then?
Yes.
So what part of Miami you from?
I'm from North Miami. It's one of
Oh,
yeah,
Liberty City,
it
Little
was
Haiti. Talk to
yeah,
me.
yeah.
Oh, so you from
No,
Little Haiti?
I have a that was like I got a second home in Little Haiti. Well, had
Mm-hmm.
so I was always like back and forth between North Miami and Little Haiti.
Word
So I
up.
always claim those two as my hometowns, and which those happen to be the most Haitian cities of Miami as
Yo,
well.
facts,
So I
facts.
grew up super Haitian. I damn near might as well have been born in Haiti because
Shout out
everything
to
was
all my
Haitian.
Zoes out there, you heard?
Everything we ate was Haitian. Everything we talked was Haitian. The rules was Haitian, and all of our friends was Haitian. So we just all talked about Haitian stories. Like we were
Word
like,
up.
so everybody was from a Haitian household back in North Miami, Little Haiti. So
Word
yeah,
up.
that's where I'm from.
Word, word. So, yo, like, how often do you get to visit Haiti, like for vacation and stuff like that?
I only went twice. Um, at that time, it was back in 2004 and 2007. That was the last time I got to go, and it was so beautiful. It it was so beautiful, and I just loved my time over there. And
Word,
um,
word. Were you by the
Haiti's a
mountains and
lot.
all that?
Haiti was a lot more beautiful than people would realize. And say
Word.
what? And say what?
Were you by the mountains in Haiti, or like
I
what? Like
went.
what?
I went everywhere.
Oh, everywhere. Okay.
Yeah, I went.
Okay.
I dealt. I know. I remember because my father had this best friend. He was pretty well off.
Hmm.
But he wasn't really by the city necessarily.
Right.
Um, but we drove it everywhere. We went by the mountains. We went to like forests. We went to the beaches. It was amazing, man. I loved.
Word, word. I gotta make a trip out there, man. It's been an ill minute, know what I mean? Yo, know
it.
what I mean? Yo, okay. Now, like, since it, okay, you dabbled in the reggaeton scene, right? Have you ever
Mhm.
thought about doing like compound music and all that? Like doing records with like Sweet Mickey and Wyclef or something like that?
It's something I never really thought about it. Although I come from a family of musicians, and they all do Haitian music, but my I always say, bro, as I said in the beginning of the show, my first love was R&B.
Hmm.
That was my biggest love. I'm still in love with R&B to this day.
Word up. But
So I still
I
love
think that's
R&B more
something,
than anything. Yeah.
yo, you should tap into that, man. With the notoriety you have now, you never know. It could take you to places, know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know?
I hope so. I just really committed to reggaeton simply because of the amount of support and love that I've gotten
Yeah, yeah,
from
within the
the
Latin
like
community,
yeah.
if they notice that you're an inkling involved with their style, whether if it's their neighborhood, their culture, language, they're going to embrace you 100%.
And
I
I still
mean,
and I still let it be very I still let it be very known. I am Haitian. And I am Haitian as hell.
yeah,
Um
sometimes they get it confused, especially when you speak fluent Spanish. I mean,
that's why I even make sure like in my album artworks that there's a Haitian flag somewhere.
word
And
up.
or there's times I let it be known in music. I'm like, I am Haitian. And like this is
Now, yo, with the reggaeton scene, right? Have you ever thought about making like dembo, like the style of dembo, or Spanish trap, or just regular reggaeton?
I want to dabble in all of it, you know.
Okay,
So I'm gonna be trying because I've been networking with different producers while at the same time
yo,
shopping
like
around.
who?
Oh, these aren't like the biggest names. I've met a lot of like really talented producers that really doesn't have a big name who've who've
Okay,
made amazing who've made amazing music. Although there's also one that I wouldn't be allowed to say his name though, but actually a mentor of one of my close cousins
okay,
who who owns another big studio that I work with. He mentioned because I mentioned like there's some big studios that like I've worked with, you know, some of the most sophisticated equipment and that has the best sounds, some of the most
word up.
professional studios you could ever see. But 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 I've been networking with a lot of producers because I look for a lot of like try to give chances to a lot of producers that
Yo,
doesn't have a big name but really talented.
you know what producers I like, man, and they put out some hot joints, Looney Tunes, like
Looney Tune. Ah, yes.
yeah, like they did Notch joint, he's under Machete Music, Dia Que Bueno, that record is fire.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He did the Chosen Few album. That joint was fire too. I'm an old school head, so I listen to like Tego, Evie Queen, Vico C. I mean the list goes on. I mean,
I know I that's around like
early
2003,
2000.
4.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And
Oh,
that's the timeline where reggaeton was bubbling and getting real popular. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And while that was happening, you had Nina Sky coming out with their joint, and then
Yeah.
Nori, Oye Mi Cante. That record was
Yeah.
a
Oh,
smash.
smash. Yes. Oh my.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah, I'm like,
all over
damn, this
every
this
type of club.
reggaeton joint is
E-
becoming something big. You know what I
Even
mean?
clubs when there was no Spanish people, that song was being played regardless, y'all.
Regardless, yeah.
Yo.
Yeah,
I
that the video was hot too. I
It was
mean,
hot.
it's just shout out to Nori for bringing that record to life
Yeah.
like that. I mean,
Yo, that
fire
was
record.
huge, man. I remember. And I remember at that time I was just living in Broward too, and I
Okay,
was living in an area.
whereabouts?
I was
Whereabouts
in
in
I
Broward?
was in Pembroke Pines.
Okay, okay, the
Yeah,
lovely area.
yeah, I know. Yeah, it was like a night and day difference. I was like, yo, yo, how come I don't hear no guns shooting? Like, shit,
Yeah, man,
man.
it's
Yeah,
nice
I
and,
could,
and
I could, I
copacetic out
I
there.
could I could I could walk outside at 3 a.m. and ain't nothing nothing gonna happen to me. Like what?
Man, nothing gonna happen.
Ain't nothing gonna happen at 3
Nope,
a.m.
nope.
What? I just gotta worry. The worst thing I can worry about is mosquitoes. That's
That's
it.
it. And them lizards,
And
because
them
we
lizards.
having lizards out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Little iguanas and all that.
yeah. That's all I gotta worry about. That's it. Like man. But at the same time, that area was also very diverse, and that's when I started meeting a lot. Like that's when I was learning like just the Latino community and
Word
Spanish
up.
music and reggaeton and you know so that's how I started learning, and it was that area was super diverse. Like everybody was from everywhere.
Right.
Like there was no like everyone was from everywhere. It was you couldn't even make you couldn't even like make a right like segregation, bro, because everybody had to get along with each other.
Yeah.
So that opened my eyes to like learning how people from different cultures and different cities and different parts of the areas and from different backgrounds learn to get along with each other. So that's what I really appreciated Penryn Bonds for teaching me that.
Yeah, that's what I like about Broward because it's a nice mixture of different cultures, man. You
Yeah.
know, and because when I lived out there, man, it was just I was overwhelmed with the because when I lived up north, I grew up in a Puerto Rican neighborhood, so it's mostly
Mm,
Puerto Ricans. Know what I mean, so the culture shock of me moving to South Florida and to be around my people's heavy like that was
yeah.
beautiful. It felt good. Like I felt like I was at home. Know what I mean, not that I had an issue living in Boston or whatever, but it's where I'm from. Know what I mean,
Of
and
course,
shout
of
out to all my
course.
buddies out there. You're,
Of course, of course, of course. And
you
and
know.
I just love, I just love how diverse it down here is. Because you really get to learn about everywhere and it kind of prepares you for traveling as well.
Word
So
up.
so
Word up. Now, yo, do you go to Cayocho every year?
I only went once.
Once, okay.
Um I know it's a thing, but most times I just always end up having something to do or I'm in the middle of working. Actually, I half lied. I went once to enjoy it, but another time I was working in that area at the time it was happening.
Okay.
So
So you was in the mix.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I was in the mix of
Word
yeah.
up.
So it was yeah, but yo, it be big, so much.
Yo, mad
I,
biddies be out there, man. Know what I
I
mean? Especially
it,
especially going to them after parties, man. That shit be lit.
oh
After the
man,
after party, man, we go hit up what's that joint in Miramar? Tootsie's.
yo,
Know what I mean?
I know.
Yeah, I mean?
That's in Miami Garden. Yeah,
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 it's
yeah.
it's not really in Miami. It's in Miramar, but it's on that borderline. I
Yeah,
know what
it's
you're
on
talking
that
about, but
county
yeah,
line. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Man.
They got they got
Shit.
biddies all over the place in that spot, man.
but man, Cayocho, man. Oh man. It I always recommend every guy to go there at least once, especially if you want to see some fun things. We got some fun things
Word,
and they
word.
from everywhere, man. They
Yeah,
from everywhere.
yeah. They got mad biddies out there, man.
Oh my
I
god.
mean,
Oh my god.
word out, word out. Now,
And
yo,
yeah.
what kind of advice would you give to somebody that's trying to get into the rap game or trying to get into that YouTube like as a producer and getting that kind of notoriety like how you got with Fresh and Fit? What kind of advice would you tell them to achieve that kind of goal? I mean,
I would definitely say put your face out there, put your name out there. Do not be scared, and you got to be ready for the opportunity. Yes, you are talented, and I'm talking to the general audience who is watching. Yes, you are talented, but your talent will never be enough. Your
word up.
talent is only maybe 30% of what you really need. Maybe less. Probably 30% at most, because majority of it is learning the game, studying the game, and networking, putting yourself out there. That is really going to do at least majority of the work, and especially learn marketing, learning promotions,
Hmm.
learning the laws of the game, whether it's between the music industry, whether it's live sound, you know you know if you can't get into that school that you've always wanted to go to, there's multiple ways to learn, and there's still a door in your home that you can step out of. Step out of that door and learn. Or even if you can't step out of that door for that moment, there's social media. It give there Everyone's on social media. Get on it, see what you can find, shop around, look for the hashtags that's relevant to what you're looking for. Look for, I don't know, people who on YouTube who say type beats. Find that producer, find that producer's IG or Twitter or whatever they're on. Get to know them, get close with them. Put yourself in the right position, because you'll never know. You might end up finding other artists, because it's not just that producer, but there's going to
Mm-hmm.
be other artists or other engineers and other producers that's going to know that producer that you're looking at. um and find someone that you look up to and learn from, and try to shoot your shot at that person. Hey, what do you need? Do you need anything? And try to stay as connected with that person as possible. Hell, even if you bother them, ask them a few questions. If they don't answer, it is what it is. At least you tried. But keep finding more people and saying, what do you need? And find a way to add value to that person. So um, that's one of the biggest things that I would definitely recommend to, other producers, engineers. You know,
That's real
I
good
I,
advice.
I know
Real good
Fre-
advice.
I know Fresh talks about it all the time during the show, because he's big on networking,
Mm-hmm.
and I would double down with him for that.
Word.
Networking will shoulder a lot of the work. Your talent will never be enough.
Wow, that's good advice. And it's about how you vibe with people too, man. You want to make sure you build good rapport with those individuals that have those kind of connections to plug you in. If you build bad rapport with every individual you deal with, that kind of closes the door for you to make that transition on getting that real check. I mean,
You would hate to like be like the asshole. Be as humble as possible, and do not allow any of these doors to be closed on you, because that is the worst thing, because you don't know what connection that person might have.
right, and it could
Even
be a
if
lifetime
Yeah,
opportunity, man.
even if that person was an asshole, at least you not the asshole.
Yeah,
There's a big difference between someone else being an asshole and being you being an asshole. That
it's how
person
you
being an
react
asshole,
to
they
the
probably they
situation. Yeah,
that probably who's an asshole. That person was probably an asshole. He probably got like good connections, so he can be. You can't. You can't be the asshole. You got to be the humble person. You got to be the bigger person. And I always say, shout out to Rolo and shout out to my guy Viking, who always says this all the time, and I say this all the time. Do you want to be right, or do you want to win? I'll say this one
that,
more time. Do you want to be right, or do you want to win?
you gotta win, man. It's all about
Exactly.
winning, man. Gotta get that W. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So you and you got to make sure your actions say, listen, my actions are saying that I want to win.
Word out. Yo, how was your trip to DR? I know you took a trip to DR, man. You know what I mean? So how was it, man?
Man, it was beautiful. I was only there for 2 days.
Just 2 days?
I was only there for 2 days. I had to make sure I got back home to get back to work.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
because actually the guys didn't even know I went. It was something a close cousin of mine. Um, his family was over there. They were there for a week,
Okay.
and he was calling me. He was like, "Yo, my people's they're gonna be here there for a week. Mo, let's Mo, you should ride out with me. Let's slide it all over there, bro. I got the passport. You got your passport. Like, let's ride out. Like,
Word
I'm
out.
like, what? I'm like, damn. And he told me that week, and I was in the middle of the show of him texting me. And I'm like, bro, I'm at work. What are you doing? Like talking to me. I'm like, bro, let's go. I'm like, what, man? Let me figure out. I'm like, damn. I ain't even set nothing up to. I ain't even set nothing up over there yet, bro. Like, I was normally I would have had something. I would have try to have something set up. You know, I'm like,
Right,
man,
right.
and I was like, what area is it at, bro? I was like, yo, and then, but I was just like, screw it, let's just go. And I knew he was gonna like want me to be there because I was the one that knew Spanish. So there was times
Word.
where, so when we actually got there, you know, I was actually taking the lead on a lot of things.
Right.
Like I never knew how to get around them, and you know, I was helping translate everything for when we
Word
going
out.
out somewhere,
Right.
and then and you know, he also has his little brother. He's like 15, and he's like, yo, I told him like, you know, when you get back home, you're not gonna see these girls the same. You know that, right? Because
Yo, facts. Yo, DR got some, I mean, I done made a
yeah,
few trips out there, man, and I done stumbled on some dime pieces out there, man. I
and
mean,
because I remember, because he remembered my trip in Colombia.
oh, you been to Colombia? See, that's
Yeah,
on my bucket list, man. I want to make a trip out there. Know what I mean?
man. Oh man, man, just know I came back home with my nose up in the air, bro. Like, yo, y'all, no one was able to tell me anything.
Yeah, yo,
I had a
I
little
can't
thing out
front.
there.
I cannot front Colombian bitches. Oh man, they be looking hella good. Like
Oh my,
I live in North Jersey, so you know there's a strong community of Colombians out here, and like yo, every time I hit the scene, hit the bars, hit the few lounges, all I see is dime pieces, fam.
oh my
Like
God.
yo, salute to all my
Col-
Colombian cats out.
Col- Col- Bro, Colombia's even better, they're even finer, and it's so diverse. Every skin color,
Yeah,
even out in Dominican Republic, every
yeah,
skin color. Oh
no
my,
doubt, yeah,
they all like they don't like they barely miss. I think the worst looking one was like average, yo.
yeah.
is
I know
is
they,
average.
they got a lot of biddies out there, man.
The
A
worst
lot.
looking one is average. Like that's the bottom. Bro. The bottom is an average looking girl.
Yo,
and
crazy, right?
and I and I had my thing over there. Like I have my little thing. So
hmm
the only thing I always tell everyone though, when you're traveling out to these countries, learn Spanish, learn the language of whatever country you're going to. But you know, since we're talking about Latin America here, learn Spanish. This is not up for debate. This is not a discussion. This is not like this is not an argument. I'm not gonna argue with anyone.
hmm
Learn it. Shut the fuck up. Learn it.
No, you're right because if you're familiar with the culture and language, the females out there is generally open to want to chill. Like
it's
you know
not
what I mean?
it's not just that. It's a lot of them out there, they're not gonna help you. They won't help you when it comes to the fact that you don't know their language. Um I think probably I think for both Dominican Republic and Colombia, the most English that I've heard was in the airport and the money transfer
Yeah,
place.
yeah, yeah. I
To
know what
yeah,
you're talking about. Yeah.
yeah, to change to change the currency exchange place.
Not
That's
because I'm speaking on behalf of the dudes that go out
yeah,
there that's just mainly trick. Like you ain't gotta lead with your wallet. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like if you know the language and you know the culture, they're gonna fuck with you.
yep,
Heavy. You know what I mean?
yep. Because they're gonna be like, okay, he ain't son, he ain't, he actually somebody. He's someone that's trying to, he's someone special because he's not just someone that's just over there just to be over there and trick, you know.
Right.
Like,
Cause yo, they'll take that lick. If you a sucker, they gonna take that lick,
they'll
man.
take,
I
oh
mean,
yeah,
you got they call these niggas Western Union poppies, nigga.
yeah.
Like, yo, on a monthly basis, they throwing bread at like don't do sucker shit like that,
they'll
man. Stay
they'll
with
yo
that.
they'll take that
Fuck out
shit.
of here
And
with that,
there's
man.
times I had to let them know, I'm like, I'm not it, baby. I'm not it, baby.
You know what I
I'm
mean?
not that. I'm not that one.
We about staying sucker free over here, man. No sucker shit. You heard? Um, nah, cause you know, like yo, it's this. There's a reputation when dudes go out there. You know what I mean?
And they
They be
trick.
tricking. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
a lot of dudes do be tricking. It's just, I made sure that I had mine set up beforehand. I had my shorty set up beforehand.
Right.
So when I was there, I'm like, I knew there was no tricking going on. Like, my girl, this is my date. Just the most tricking was like, just taking out just some food. That's it.
Yeah, the
Which is
basic shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
which a food for like me and her together is like, an equivalent to like what, $15.
Right,
But it's
right. Yeah.
but for the food is really worth like, it's probably worth like 60, 70, $80. If that food was in America.
Right.
But
No, no, no. It's fact though. Big,
so,
big
so
currency difference. You know what I mean?
yeah, the American dollar goes far out there. It
Yeah.
goes very far. But also when you don't know English, you do ostracize yourself from a lot of females out there.
You mean
Cause
Spanish?
yeah,
Yeah.
you when you
You're
ostracize,
right.
if you
Yeah.
don't learn, bro, it's gonna be hard to come. You might see a really girl who's not even trying to see you as a Western. She's not even trying to get one on. She's probably not trying to get one over on you. She probably legitimately think you a little. She probably think you handsome for real.
Mm-hmm.
But now
But
it's hard to
because you don't
talk
speak
to.
the language, it puts that barrier on you. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and she don't know what to say, and then you don't know what to say. Next thing you know, you probably screw yourself of a real nice one. So you know, and like I said, no one's gonna help you, bro. I remember, I still remember the at the hotel when I first touched down.
Mm-hmm.
He was the bellboy, and he tried to speak English. He was struggling so much, bro. I ended up having to tell him. I said, "Don't worry, bro. I speak Spanish, bro. Don't worry. Don't even worry about it, bro."
Well, mm-hmm.
And then he was so relieved. He was like, "Oh my god!" And then he was like, "Man, I'm relieved." I said, "Don't worry, I got you, man. I've been learning Spanish, so it happens." You know,
Word, word. So now, how'd you learn Spanish? Like, everything just self taught, or
self taught.
wow?
Uh, it's been about, should be 7 years now. Actually, so we're in 2022. Yeah, I've been learning Spanish for about 7 years. I use different avenues of learning Spanish.
But it
When
couldn't be that hard for you to learn it though, because a lot of their words is similar to Creole.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like yo, they say dale, yo, we say ale. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, exactly, exactly.
They
You
say
know.
domin, we say domin. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Same shit.
yeah.
You know what I
A
mean?
lot a lot of the shits are really the same,
Mad similar,
and
yeah.
and, and we the tongue is kind of similar.
Yeah,
I
you
think the
talking
only,
about like
like, just the way we
the
pronounce the
roots of
word.
yeah.
Yeah, the way we pronounce words is not far off from each other. So I think the only difference is Haitians don't roll R's in a lot of the words.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, even I can do. I be like, anyway, if you can roll all you got. That's the hardest part in Spanish, that you have to, like, if you don't know how to roll the R's, you might be in trouble, because there's times just rolling the R's, you don't know if you're saying car or expensive.
Expensive, yeah.
you
Yeah.
know. So, um, but at the same time, living in South Florida, it's also
Yeah.
easy to practice.
Right, right. Because they got a strong Latin
Latino,
community,
yeah,
Latin community,
and it,
Latino
yeah,
community. You know what I mean?
and it's so strong. Like, I've had like coworkers from former jobs before, where um they they don't know English, but those are also coworkers that I was really close to.
Mm-hmm.
So um so there's times where I would be really close to them, or you would just, or those are the people you would see the most at work.
Right.
Like, I had this front desk job, and there was this maintenance guy. There was two maintenance guys,
Mm-hmm.
and I would see them more than I would see anyone else during my work days,
Right.
especially on the weekend where they would be the only ones I'm seeing, where all the managers are at home, all the
Mm-hmm.
bosses are at home,
Yeah.
and it was just me and the maintenance guys, and they don't know English, and so I would take advantage of that time when they would know I'm learning,
Mm-hmm.
and they would help me learn for them. So uh it getting practice was not hard,
Right.
because there's times you even if I wasn't learning Spanish,
Mm-hmm.
they would like you're damn near forced to practice, simply because that's you have to work with the maintenance guys. You have to work with them,
Right. Right.
because there's
And
no time. Yeah.
Florida is it's a melting pot, man. You
Yep.
know.
That's what I always say. That they always say Florida's a mountain pot, bro. And
Yeah.
and South Florida is the hub of Caribbean and Latin America.
Yep. That's a fact.
Um and the language learning program that I used was called Pimsleur. Uh,
Pimsleur. Okay.
Pimsleur. It's an audio program that it's the best one because it walks you through every syllable.
Hmm.
And there's times I would listen to the audio. You could just sit down anywhere. You could, I don't know, you could lay down on the bed. I don't know, just chill. Just have the headphones on. Just just sit back, relax, chill. I don't know, lay down, don't matter,
Mm-hmm.
and just speak along with it, and it's gonna like literally walk the syllable with you. And you only have to have at least 30 minutes of your day. I would go an hour, like either the same lesson twice or two different lessons in one day.
So it's better than Rosetta Stone.
Way better.
Wow.
Way better.
So I
Rosetta.
guess Rosetta Stone is just a brand that's just
Yeah.
popular.
Yeah. It's, I ain't gonna lie, Rosetta Stone's really like trash.
Yo, oh no, flag
you
his
know.
channel.
Oh, I mean, no. We love Rosetta Stone. We love Rosetta Stone here. Rosetta Stone is amazing.
Yeah, shout out to Rosetta Stone,
Yeah,
man.
yes.
You heard? Yo. Yo, now okay, now working with like Myron and Fresh, right? What are the things that you've learned from them that you implement your lifestyle through like doing business? And what's your next business venture?
Whew, that's a good ass question too. Um, I know. I want to actually start with Chris, the producer, Chris.
Okay.
I also want to highlight him. Chris really emphasized in my mind, do you want to be right or do you want to win? Because Chris is the one that I really have to handle, like, to deal with on a day-to-day basis, on a nightly basis. Like, Chris is the one that I really work close with. But he's probably, I don't think he's as appreciated as he should be.
Right.
Because it's hard to, I remember one time I took over Chris's spot for one time because he had to get some sleep or something.
Mm-hmm.
And those times I used to bother him before. Like, I used to bother him a lot, or sometimes I would kind of give him some pushback, but not really.
Right.
But when I did his job, I said, I'm never talking smack about Chris. I was like, yo, Chris, anything you need? Do you need anything? Do you need help with anything? Do you need me for anything? Like, the behind the scenes, especially what Chris does, man, that quality of the show is not happening without Chris.
Yeah.
A quality show without Chris is impossible. It's not, doesn't exist.
Yeah, I mean, I could
Um,
imagine dealing with all those women, bro.
and
Like,
he's the one that deals with the women. And I even get say to the point, Chris has the most game.
my nigga, I know that's a fucking
Chris
headache, man. Like,
Chris
all
has the
those
most
shits,
game
man.
because he's the one that's dealing with all of the girls all of the time. from the moment they walk in to walking out. And he has to shoulder all the responsibility. He's talking to all of them. He has to keep all of them entertained and in line at the same time. You know,
I
is
couldn't
real.
do it. I couldn't.
Me and Myron were just setting up the show. Fresh, he's changing clothes. Um, so really, it's just Chris like on his own, entertaining all the girls while keeping them in line at the same time. That is hard to do. Um, so I say Chris really teaches me how to be stern,
Mm-hmm.
how to keep your foot down, and how to be like completely confident in every little thing that you're doing.
Okay.
I wanted to point him out. Fresh, networking, networking, networking. Put yourself out there and network. It is everything. The show would not be this big and would not have this much viral moments and would not have so much guests without Fresh.
Word.
Um, you know, he's the reason why like we've hit like big numbers and big mainstreams and why our names are always everywhere. Fresh is really the real reason. Um, but Fresh emphasizes the importance of networking, and
Word.
he says, you don't there's he also teaches me like you don't have to say much to say much.
Mm-hmm.
you you don't have to say much to say much because
Yeah, yeah. I kind of feel him on that. I
he
mean,
he keeps himself quiet a lot, but he's the most perceptive. He can read anyone. He knows he can read a room better than anyone can. I probably best in like I think he was the
yeah. I
first to
mean,
like yeah.
I think it's a skill you need to have in order to have all those features, man. For him to be able to, talk to certain celebs to come through for the interviews and all that. That is a skill that not a lot of people have. You know.
and and Myron, he really taught me, he really reminded me what it meant to um Marcus. Shout out to the Matrix. It was a long range joke on Chris. We just said the other thing. Um Myron really taught me, well, even though I kind of been already knowing I was already been on this, but basically said, yo, invest in yourself, invest in your equipments, anything that you're doing, invest in it. Put everything or whatever extra money you can save and scrape up, put it straight to your investment. You know, and always look for the next equipments, always look to build and to have your equipments and your setup as professional as possible.
Right.
And and don't stop working on it. Like give Myron really puts his heart and soul into everything. He cuts off so much. Most of the times he's barely out like looking for girls, bro. He's after the show, he's like studying for the next shows or studying, for more like argument points, studying for more facts and
Yeah.
studying for his fedit that he does
Mhm.
every
Yo, his
weekend.
show Fetty is real. I like his
Yo,
channel, man. Like, and shout out to Myron. Even though a lot of the things he speaks on, I don't agree with, but he's definitely a voice that's needed to be heard. I
yeah.
mean, but yo, his Fetty, like he did the breakdown on Casanova and how he
Ah,
knew how certain. I'm like, he knew how certain gangs get along, like certain Bloods and Crips in New York. They be chilling, but the history between Bloods and Crips never getting along. But for him to even know that and understand that without even being in the scene, yo, he's definitely a gifted young man.
well, remember,
Gather that kind of information. I
remember
mean,
he worked for the Fed though.
yeah, I
And
know,
homeless.
I know
You
his
had
past
to.
career.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, because and it's open. This is we all know this is not a secret. It's open. He said it many times. I mean, it's an open
Mhm.
channel for the audience. No, I did not snitch.
Right,
I'm not
right,
snitching on Myron.
right, right.
um, as a Fed, you have to know because that's who you're dealing with. So you have to know what exactly you're doing. So he been knew a lot of he'd been knew a lot of the gangs and stuff. Is just he just looks it up so he can be able to explain it on paper for everyone to
I mean,
understand.
yo, honestly, man, the way he broke it down, like I would have thought he wanted the homeboys on the strip for real. I mean,
When
like,
you're Fed, you had to because
yeah,
he's done RICO cases. So in order to actually properly do the RICO case, to properly know it, you have to know each ins and outs.
else, yeah, yeah.
And then of course you have to talk with a lot of informants. you know who's gonna explain.
Right.
So I'm sure he's had a lot of Takashi 6 9s. you know a lot of informants that they sent the wire and stuff, and to bring back information, and like, all right, I'll give you,
Yeah.
here, like, you really want this McDonald's? Tell me everything you know about the game.
Right, right,
like,
right. No, he's definitely gifted in that aspect, man. Like that dude could get information and break it down and into increments where you can digest that information. Like, because honestly, if you're a dude from the suburbs and your career have you involved with certain cases, you trying to figure out. I would watch if I was a white boy from the suburbs. I would watch Myron's
Pathetic,
joint
yeah.
to get a better understanding of what goes on within those kind of communities. You know what I mean? Because most people that get like good paying Fed jobs, they don't come from those kind of environments. They don't come from an aggressive environment like that. So
Yeah,
for them to retrieve information and understand what's going on, I would advise them to, what I mean, watch
yeah,
some of Myron's videos. You know what I mean?
yeah. And I know, because there's two cases that he broke down. It was so uncomfortable to watch. Well, the first one,
Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. What made it so uncomfortable to watch that him breaking down those cases that made you feel uncomfortable? Give me the breakdown.
I'll 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 start with the one that I wasn't as uncomfortable because I kind of knew myself personally.
Right.
One, he covered the Tory Lane's Meg The Stallion case,
Okay.
and he showed everything from evidence to hospital papers, official hospital papers,
Right.
to official
Now,
like.
now before you get deep into
I'm
to
not
that,
gonna get.
right?
I'm not gonna get deep into it actually.
Okay, because from my understanding, like everything was a lie. Like,
Everything was a lie.
yeah,
Everything.
and
Everything.
and see, and yo, and I did a live stream on how certain females would use certain tactics to disparage a man's character, and that's one of those skills that they have. Yeah, I mean, you
And
would have thought she really got shot.
and another someone else bro said, another streamer said, a popular streamer said, he thinks Meg knows that Tori's gonna win the case, but she still wants to get the public opinion, the public social media on her side at least before Tori
It's
wins.
not gonna everybody see the truth though. I
Yeah,
mean, like, you
man,
know,
Tori didn't even touch the gun. That's how bad it is. It,
and
and,
yo, every dude out in America need to watch and learn from this mistake. You know what I mean,
man, it's there's nothing that a woman won't lie about, bro.
I mean, I knew it was BS, but when, cause when you get, man, if you get shot on your foot, you're not walking for months, probably a year. You know what I mean? For you to be able to, come out, hop out the hospital, and able to walk. I mean, I'm like, yo, nah, there's something. I knew from right then. I was like, nah, that's a lie. You know what I
And
mean,
yeah, it
the amount of like the amount of rehabilitation you got to go through with the physical therapist. That's not no quick fix, man.
there
I
there
mean,
was there was a gun though.
yeah, I
There
mean, she
was a
didn't get
gun
shot.
that was shot.
She
There
didn't
was
get shot though.
I know.
You
Um
know,
but just know it was Tori didn't touch it. But there was a third party that did. And but it still had nothing to do with Tori.
right? I mean, obviously, due to the culture, no snitching policy.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's not gonna drop a dime
But
on homeboy. But
the other case that was the most uncomfortable was last Sunday.
so yo, break that down. Let me know, son. Come on, talk to me, man. Come on,
He broke down to Breonna Taylor.
for real. I gotta watch that.
It's 5 hours, almost just under 5 hours long.
Yo, so okay, it's so like talk to me, man. Like what made it so uncomfortable?
I don't want to fuck up the algorithm too much. They lied, bro.
Wow. Cause word up, man. Yo,
It was
this song.
it wasn't even it wasn't the wrong house, bro. It was the right house.
Yeah, yeah. And it's like,
There's
this rumor is that Breonna Taylor was the guy moving them things. You know what I mean? Like she was the head, you know what I mean? The head honcho.
she wasn't the head honcho. Her dude was.
Mm-hmm.
He was a multi-time criminal. They was been looking for him. Used her address. She was using it. She was handling the money. She
But
was doing.
see, see, a lot of working class females from my community tend to gravitate towards men like that. And and I did a live stream on that, and I was breaking it down how, it's funny you brought that up because I was breaking it down how some, the Pookies and Red Waves will link up with Shorty and probably use their crib for a stash house, hide all their weapons and all that, and just breaking down the Breonna Taylor joint, man. That's just what it is, man. Yeah.
This is why I always say, man. I always, if I'm to make an advice to women, bro, go for the nice guy, yo. Stop the bullshit. If I'm to make an advice, I don't care if he's a sucker. At least he ain't gonna do you wrong. At least he ain't gonna try to do shit behind your back.
It's not in them to move like that, man. A female only wants a dude that already got mad females, man. That's just the laws of attraction.
Bro,
A chick is not gonna highlight a dude that don't get women. It's not happening.
I know, bro. I know, but man, that's why I'm like, bro, I was like, if I could break down that 5 hours in just this one sentence, bro.
I gotta watch the joint, man.
Breonna Taylor would have still been alive had she went for the nice dudes. She would have still been alive today, bro.
But see, this is a common thing, though. Like people act like this is an uncommon thing, but it's a common thing.
It's common, bro.
From my
Happens
communities
all the time, bro.
Are gravitated to. I mean,
that was hard to watch because I'm very pro-black. I believe in pro-black. Man, that was hard, bro. That was hard.
But it don't take me to watch the Fed for me to figure out, like, yo,
it took
foul. I mean,
it took me to watch, bro. Because when my first said it, because he said in the middle of the show, and I'm just working, and you're like next I'm gonna cover the Breonna Taylor, and just know she's not as innocent as you think. I'm like, what? I almost got up. I'm like, nigga, Myron, what?
Yo, it's funny, right? You would think mass media would explain that. They just let everybody thought what they wanted to think and believe. That's crazy. And that just shows
It,
you that sometimes, yo, mass media be on some propaganda type
it,
joint, man. They
it
don't give you the full coverage
it's cause it was happening
and the
right
view.
after it was happening right after the George Floyd thing.
Hmm. Yeah,
It was happening
you're right.
right
Yeah,
after. So it
so
was like
a lot of views for them. I mean,
I
big
was like,
bucks.
man, it was it was hard to watch, bro, because I was like, damn, bro. Just know it was just know like a lot of times I was like the whole time I'm like, wow.
Yo,
Wow.
since we're talking about this, man, what are your thoughts on Myron saying that African Americans are not hard workers and that they're lazy? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I think he just wants to put a fire up people's ass, to work hard. A lot of the times Myron really means well. He's a lot more humble than he than he's perceived to be.
Right.
You know, that's why that's why like, he always be like, you fucking fat fuck, like you fucking fat ass, get the fuck in the gym. Like what the fuck? Unacceptable. Being fat is unacceptable. He because
Yo,
really
word up, people like Myron and yo, my boy Chaotic Truth, he's the same way. Like he speak on topics that most people don't want you to expound on, and if you expound on it, you're gonna get some negative backlashes. But we need more
but
people like them to speak on the truth because we're moving in a space where people don't want to tell the truth. They want to remain delusional and move in a certain path, which is a self-destructive path. You know what I mean?
and Myron, because Myron he works with and has done business with plenty of hardworking African Americans.
Mm-hmm.
But he's also done business with, plenty of like people who like from outside who's born in other countries.
Right.
He just wants to light a fire up someone's ass to like to work hard, to get up and work hard and chase their goals and stuff. That's all he really means with it. He always really means well. He really cares about a man's mental health, but understands that in order for him to reach his happiness, it's gonna come through hard work.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're gonna achieve your goals, it's gonna take a lot of hard work. So it's really as simple as that, bro. He's just lighting a fire up someone's ass. The people who are triggered, bro, and just wants to just shit on them over it, it's because they hate themselves and don't know how to and really don't know how to work hard or they just want to make excuses.
Right.
Um he's talking to the people that's really like, you know what, I'm gonna work hard. I'm gonna get up and do something. That's who he's talking to, and that's what the message is really for. So yeah.
What's up, Rush?
Yo, what up, Chaotic, man? What's good, man?
So much, man. I'm here in the back, man. Just letting you know.
All right. Yes, that's my boy Chaotic Truth.
Ah.
He just like Myron, you know what I mean? He be speaking on touchy top.
Yeah.
It's needed, you know what I mean? Sell out the Chaotic Truth, you heard?
I feel that. I feel that. So just know Myron really means well, bro.
Word up.
It's his he oh I always say, man, his intentions are so pure and humble. It's just, from the surface, it looks like, he's just raising hell, but reality, bro, uh he really cares about men more than anyone in the world, man.
And that's good, man. Because the information he puts out there, it'll give the average dude a fighting chance to deal with the corruption that's going on in the dating scene right now. And I mean,
I also want to kind of tell a story.
yep, man.
You
Come
know,
on, man. Do your thing, man. Come on.
because everyone knows, how Myron always says, you're fat, unacceptable. I will roast the shit out you every day and type shit.
Mm-hmm.
Which is just true. Because the first when he first saw me walk out the elevator, the first thing he said was like, "God damn, nigga, you fat as shit. God damn." And then in my mind, I was like, oh shit, he already likes me. Oh shit, he likes me already. You're right, because I knew he was like that. And then, but I remember, so as he put me on his plan and stuff, and giving me a workout. Like,
Mm-hmm.
listen, track everything you eat. Measure everything you eat. What doesn't get managed doesn't get managed. If you don't, if you're not tracking everything, if I find you not doing the workouts and you're not tracking what you're eating, I'm roasting the shit out you, bro. I'm roasting you till kingdom come. I'm gonna give you a lot of hell, and he'll give me a lot of hell if I'm not showing that I'm measuring everything I'm eating.
Yo,
And
that's kind of
and
cold, man.
it is what. Hey, if I'm gonna
Damn.
if I'm gonna have this opportunity, I better. Listen, you want to be right or do you want to win?
Gotta get that W, you're.
Exactly. So I said yes, Myron, yes, Myron, yes, Myron, yes, Myron. So um one time he went to New York. Him and Fresh went to New York to do that collab with Academics, Brittany Renner, and Flagrant.
Okay.
Just to get to understand the timeline. I had a little date that came down here from Jersey.
Okay. Oh,
You
oh,
know,
you be dealing with them Jersey girls. Okay, let me find out. You in my neck of the woods, you're.
yeah. She was saying I was, working on it. She just happened to be down here during that time. Coincidentally,
Mm-hmm.
she's happening because she was also like doing like a little fly around tour. And
Okay.
Miami was just one of her stops. And
Yeah.
she was there that weekend. I was like, holy shit. I'm like, wait, I have 2 days off, 2 extra days off. And so
So what happened?
I ain't stick to my diet. First, that's one thing. That, but it's also I end up, I end up, you know, I end up doing
I'm
my little
busy.
dance on TikTok and went viral with it. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying? Just to put it cleanly, I don't want to be, I'll keep it somewhat clean for the algorithm, like the video.
Word up. Yo, so
And the thing is,
mhm.
so we finally back, and I'm like, damn, bro, because there was like 2 days of dates, bro, I spent with her, and I was like, yo, boy, I did not follow this diet, boy. We went to a Haitian spot, and another day went to a Cuban spot. I did, man, we was eating,
It's
or
over.
I did
Yeah,
not
it's
follow
over.
this diet
That
at all, bro.
yeah.
And then I was like, bro, I don't know how to tell Myron. Because I'm going back home. I'm like doing backflips, but I'm like, fuck, I got to go back and tell Myron this. I'm like, damn. I'm like, how do I tell Myron, bro? I'm like, dog, he's going to roast the shit out of me, bro. Like, damn, bro, he going to find it. He going to be on my ass. He going to yell at me and shit, bro. He's going to like fucking, he going to cuss me out, bro. And then, so I went in and I told him, I was like, listen, I'm like, Myron, I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't, this week while you guys were at New York, I didn't follow like the meal plans. But when I had to explain, I'm like, listen, before Snow was on the date, and he was like, did you? I said, yeah, I did. Mm-hmm. And then, but he didn't get mad though.
Just so what did he say though?
He was like, listen, I understand, man. You know what? It's you know what? I just really want you to lose the weight, and I just really want you to do better. He really said it in that tone, like small, like listen, don't worry, basically saying like, no, I'm not gonna curse you. I'm not gonna like, you're like, listen, I just want you to do better, bro, and I just want you to feel better, and I just want you to lose the weight. That's it. And he moved on. I was like,
sound like he's a good friend, man.
yeah, exactly, bro. And that was like a true representation of like Myron's real intentions when he says things like he's really humble, and he really means well in everything he says. That normally if I was just cheating my diet, I thought, because I'm like, yo, bro, I was eating Haitian food, bro. Them things ain't them things super high calorie.
The Haitian food, man.
Yeah.
Like, yo, what's your favorite dish to eat, bro?
Oh, this is actually my favorite just dish in general. It's called turkey tasso.
It's
It,
Haitian food.
yes. Think of grill,
Mm-hmm.
but it's made with cuts of turkey legs.
I've never had that before.
It's made the same way we make grill.
Okay, I gotta try that.
But yo, just turkey tasso. Oh my bro, is one of the biggest reasons why I'm this big right now, bro.
Yo, hey,
Yeah.
I'm a thick brother too. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So that is my like I that's a dish that I
Yo,
could
salute to you,
never get
Blanca. I
tired of.
see you in the building. Steak gang.
Nice. So
Yo,
that
so yo,
yeah.
are you more of a coquito type dude or cremas?
Man, I'm still gonna say cremas. I
Word,
love cremas.
word.
It is it's something I could really I love something I could just be able to just sip slow. Just
Mm-hmm.
I could sip slow with coquito too, but cremas is it's just something about like I don't know. It's because it's so much smoother.
Right,
It's
right.
smooth. It's like warm ice cream with rum.
Word, word.
You know.
But yo, I ain't gonna front,
Yeah.
yo, put that little bit extra rum on that coquito, man. That should be slapping, man.
Oh
I can't even
yes.
front. Know what I mean? Yeah,
I,
I told my buddies out there, you heard?
hey, there's times, and I would have some, there's times I would have some sweethearts, you know, during that time of the year, and then I'll go to their family crib, they got me some coquito. I was like, mommy, you make, oh, I'll get a cup of coquito, mama. Yeah, yeah, you know.
Man,
So, yeah, so
shoot, man.
shout out to some of the sweethearts that's made me coquito. Oh man,
Yo, coquito, that's my
yeah,
shit, though, you
yeah,
heard?
that's my shit for real. That's
So, let me see. How you ever thought about moving outside of Miami, or you want to stay in Miami like for good?
it's something I always think about. Um, you know, I love Miami. I love down here.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would probably end up making it my main home, my main home.
Right.
Um, but I still see myself like traveling out like all over the place. Like I want to visit as much countries as I possibly can.
What's your next country that you want to go to?
I have the next country that when it comes to priority, it's gonna be either Mexico, Puerto Rico, or Argentina.
Argentina. I've been to Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico's cool. It looked like Miami or
So
in
I
New San Juan.
yeah, I think I would really want to go to any one of those countries. Like those are countries I want to visit. Although I might end up finding myself to Colombia again. Um, but
Yo, if you go, man, let me know. I'll go out there with you. We'll vlog that
yeah,
shit. We'll
yeah,
vlog.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I would probably but definitely like I got a bunch on my list, but top priority that I really want to is those three.
Word, word, word. Shit, man. Yo, what's your thoughts on Donovan's Woman Eve's joint? Like,
I love it.
do you think it's something? Do you think it's something that's needed? And do you think
Crucial.
when women speak to people like men, like regular men, they speaking in a cryptic code? Like, do you believe that?
I'm actually a womanese student.
Really?
Yeah. Um
So give me an example of what you learned from the class and a breakdown on when a female says something. What's the true meaning behind it?
I know I love Donovan Sharp's books. Um because he teaches like well, first of all, to give Donovan Sharp his flowers, he's one of the sources of Fresher Fit's information. So anyone who's a fan of Fresh Fit, anyone who watches Fresh and Fit and loves the talking points,
Mm-hmm.
that is the source, because that was one of Myron's mentors originally before he was Myron.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like for what Fresh and Fit is today, we have Donovan Sharp to thank, and to be able to Myron's ability to actually break down everything a woman is saying real time. Thank Donovan for that.
It makes sense because when you watch his show, he do give you a breakdown. I mean,
Of course others like Rollo Tomasi and John MLD, but when it
mm-hmm.
comes to really deciphering everything a woman is saying, thank Donovan for that. I mean, hell, I mean, he's the one that brought the term womanese, and uh, you know, even being one, there's nothing a woman says that I can't understand. And you know, he always has a bunch. He has a bunch, and also, um, he also teaches you like signs of like red flags to avoid from a woman, like because
Right.
there's a lot of things we as guys as men we look past,
Mm-hmm.
but we don't see it. Because Donovan always says, by the time a woman cheats on you, you should have been known. She probably had that. She probably already cheated. She probably already cheated on you like 6 months beforehand.
Right. Right.
It's like she's like, but she probably showed you a lot of signs and you didn't catch it. So
Mm-hmm.
here are some of the signs, and here's how to catch it. Or here's how even she's gonna cheat on you before you even approach the girl to be your girl.
Right.
Like so. I know some of my favorites are like um he's in saying he's insecure. um Translation, he doesn't let me do the fuck shit to put the relationship at risk.
Right.
Or some about he's boyfriend material. Translation, I don't want to fuck him.
Yo, that's wow.
Yeah. um what else? Oh yeah, and I think he's a little frozen, but it's all good. Oh yeah, there you go. I think you're back.
Yeah, my bad.
It's all good. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Uh
get that. Who hurt you?
yeah.
Like, what that mean? Give me the breakdown to that.
Translation, your assessment is correct. However, I'm tired of the fact that you expose me, and I'm exhausted from the logical discussion. So let's make this an emotional discussion so that I can have the high ground again.
Wow. Just off that one word.
Yes.
That's crazy.
And in the short term is your assessment is correct.
Wow.
That's the short answer of it. When someone says who hurt you, that means she's already checked out, and he said, yeah, you're right.
That wow. Because I get that a lot, man. Um now
And
okay.
oh, I'll give you
Go ahead,
one
go ahead,
other
go ahead, go
favorite.
ahead. Go ahead.
That because I remember that was pretty viral. That's a red flag when women start talking about red flags. Translation, that's a turn on.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm about
Because
to
it's
take that course, man. Hey,
be-
had Donovan Sharp called me up. I'm taking that course.
hey
Salute to
his
him, man.
yo his books are on Amazon. He has a book version of it.
Mhm.
And he has explanations. I know he has video versions, but I think it's on his website. Like he has like video seminars. So yeah. Um stuff like that. Like those are things that, there's nothing a woman says that I can't understand.
Word. Um. Now, yo, what are your thoughts about because this is kind of controversial. I might. I hopefully nobody hates. You know. We're just having a convo. Don't get
Hmm.
sensitive, guys. But what are your thoughts on females having high body counts? And yo, there's biology proves that a female that have a surplus of you know sexual partners tend to lose the ability to be able to pair bond with one individual. Talk to me. What's your thoughts on that?
It is something, a high body count female is something to avoid in a female. It is what it is. But they hate it because a lot of women hate it. And it's so controversial because a lot of women want to be able to do all their fuck shit. And then later on, they want to stick the landing.
Right.
And their hope, they want the guy that they want to come save them. Not just any guy. They want the guy that they really want to come save them.
But it never happens though.
It's never happens. But, you know, mainstream media tells women that. They tell women, hey, um, the guy that you
Because
want is he's gonna save you.
here's the controversial thing that pops up with this, right? Females tend to think that they're upset that if a dude sleep with mad chicks, like he get a high five for that.
Hey, Rush,
But
Poppy's in the back. Do you want anybody up or are you good?
nah. Just me and Big Mo.
Okay, sorry, Poppy. It's just Big Mo as a guest. Okay, Poppy.
All right, all good.
Yeah. So yeah, I lost my train of thought.
A woman with a high body count.
Okay, but what would I was saying after that? Damn.
I know. Wait. Why did I lose my train of thought too? Um.
Damn.
Still like women with the high body count. Regardless, I always
Okay,
say
okay, I remember now. I remember now. Yeah, the reason why it's such a big deal
mm,
because females they want to get the high five too. They can't
yeah,
get the high five because they're gonna be looked at as something that's less of value. Know what I mean,
yeah,
and like it's just one of those things, man. It's like yo, like you can't change that. You know what I mean, society's gonna look at you crazy if you sleeping with mad dudes. It's just been like that since beginning time. You know what I mean, but they're trying to change it with all this propaganda with the Cardi B's and Megan Thee Stallion making it look like it's a positive thing, but in reality, no dude wants to wife up a smut. You know what I mean,
yeah. And I always say it's not necessarily the high body count that we have the issue with. It's what it comes with, because it comes with the potential cheating. It comes with that her potentially losing respect for us. Because there's the times if a woman if you if you showed a man the respect that he would want and don't lose the respect for him, and especially if he's a really good guy and you don't lose respect for him and you still submit to him and you still give him everything he wants and stay loyal, you could fool him. You could fool that guy.
yeah, yo, hold on,
You could.
let me. I'm gonna revise my statement. HB2N. Any sensible dude is not gonna wife up a smut. Know what I mean, there is a surplus of simps and suckers that would do that though. Know what I
Yeah.
mean,
But the thing is, it goes back to when I say us guys, we naturally love idealistically. We love for real. We love for the sake of love. A woman could lie about her body count, but her actions will tell you if it's really true or not.
right?
And there's times where her actions could also fool us. You're like, damn, she's really moving like a woman with low body count, and we'll never know.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
we could never know. But the thing
right.
is, they don't. But most women don't. They don't really have game. Most women don't. They really do not have game, because what's always said is a woman's game strategy is heavily contingent upon a man not knowing his self-worth and self-value. You take a woman with you take a woman who had no who actually has no game, and you take a woman who never finessed a dude a day in her life. You take a
Mm-hmm.
woman who never like got one over on a dude, and you give her a dude who doesn't respect himself. She's going to get anything and everything from out of him that she would want out of him. Anything and everything. Now, you take a female that has finessed every dude she's ever met, and she got all this game. She know the game. She know exactly how dudes act. And you give her that same girl a dude who respects himself. She ain't getting shit out of him.
Right.
She can't get shit out of him.
Mm-hmm.
So that tells you how much game a woman really has or really don't have. And most women, they don't have game. They're not going to be able to, because it depends on how much does that guy value himself. And because when it comes to relationships, it's a whole different type of game. It's not on the guy to keep the relationship. When one after the sex, it's on the girl to actually show how much game she really has.
Right. I mean, her aesthetics could rail the guy in, but after the consensual act of copulating, yes, it's up to her personality and who she is as a person to keep that male around. You know.
And by the way, no ease on Mo. By the way, I something I always say.
Oh yeah.
No E on Mo. just um but regardless, but yeah, and I get you, but it's just, it's still all about the actions though, because us guys, we think of love for real. So um but even though, back to the main topic at hand, high body count, we think of what comes with it. We And a lot of the times, a woman with a high body count is not the high body count, but also the headache that comes with it. Also, another reason is, you know, us guys will put up with a lot of shit that comes with women. We'll put up with a lot.
Right.
But if I'm and we have to take a lot of the burden. We have to take a lot
Mm-hmm.
all the responsibility. So if I'm going to do it, if I'm going to take all that burden, if I'm going to do all this, I'm going to put up with a lot of bullshit. I'm going to ask for one thing and one thing only: the kid better be fucking mine.
Right, right.
The
Yeah,
kid
yeah, yo, and
has
that's
to be
another thing
mine.
I want to expound on, like your thoughts on paternity fraud. Know what I mean? Because yo, that's like a serious thing. Like most dudes that be having kids aren't really their kids, man. Know what I mean?
Exactly. You know, you know, um, how we always say on the show, woman's biggest fear is, getting EPAR. I'm not going to say the word EPAR spelled
Right.
backwards. I don't want to fuck up your algorithm. um, like the video. um, a woman who gets EPAR'd, in the back alley by some ugly ass dude.
Mm-hmm.
But a man's biggest fear is if he takes care of a woman for 18 years and finds out the kid ain't his.
That's more damage.
That's exactly, because it's
You know what I
long
mean?
term, and it's long term investment damage, which a lot of women are still going to heavily disagree with and give us a lot of hell. But oh well, it is what it is. Um, you know, the thing is, it's still going to be a hell lot more damaging, because we're talking about a lifetime of investment that could have went to someone else that was more worth it. And plus, you were killing off my legacy, bro. You're killing off my genes, my legacy, my ancestors. That's why we say the kid better be mine. And if a woman has a high body count, you're not 100% sure if the kid's actually yours.
Right, right. I think like yo, it's like this, right? It the ripple effect of paternity fraud is not only the father's devastated, but the child is affected by this too if they decide to tell the child the truth, you know?
Yeah,
And like 9 times out of 10, like the female never breaks that news to the child. Like he goes on and really believe that this kid is, you know, is
It's
related
his.
to someone's,
Yeah.
yeah. And like I, for example, right? I see this dude that claim that his seed is his, right? Like this kid's grown, you know what I mean? And phenotypically, he looks more like me, and his pops look more of a, you know, the more in the Caucasian Caucasian Hispanic side. You know what I mean, and
Mm.
he like, and I'm looking at the situation. I'm like, yo, there's no way. I mean, I didn't want to go and be like, yo, he's my biological father. That was not my place to ask something like that. But for him to have that like belief that that's his really his pops, it's crazy because I could see clearly, yo, that's nah, it's no way. You know what I mean?
And that's why it's still one of the most important things, because what he might not know is his legacy is being just killing his legacy, and killing off his family heritage, ending his family heritage. And the high and a child is the highest honor a woman could ever give a man.
Right.
That is the highest honor you can. That's a child. And you're giving that highest honor to someone that's not even taking care of you. Like, and you're supposed to be worth taking care of. Seriously? You're supposed to be worth my investment? You're supposed to be worth my hard work? Seriously?
Yeah. I
Hell no.
mean,
That's
that's why
and
that's
that
why I think people like Myron are mad important to disclose certain information on female behavior,
and
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 it'll help them to stay sucker free. You know what I
and
mean?
and that's why virgin females are so like,
Yo, and
you
that's
know,
another thing I want to get on too, because it's like, right, whenever I say this, right, I'm like, yo, you shouldn't marry a chick unless she's a virgin. People is like, oh, you're crazy. There's no way you should be looking for something like that because every female out here is sexually active, and they look at that like it's an okay thing, you know. I'm like, yo,
it's
you know what I mean?
but for the since the beginning of time, for the longest time, that was the only way to ensure that the kid was yours.
Right,
There
right.
was no other way. And that's why to this day, a lot of guys don't have that access to, um DNA tests. Some states, we don't some states are free, some states are not. And some states are actually illegal. Or some states, the mom just won't let it happen, and the court is going to side with the mother on whatever it is. And the kid could not be yours, and you still got to pay child support. Or the court knows, and the baby mama knows that you're not the father. You still got to pay child support. And every party knows that you're not the father. You still got to pay child support for a kid
Yeah,
that's not
and
even yours. Yeah,
yeah,
you.
and that's why I advise dudes like, yo, like you shouldn't sign a birth certificate unless I mean, you get that paternity test.
Hell no.
Because
Hell no.
even if you, and like in some states, even if you can prove that that child's not yours, you're still they're still going to hold you financially responsible for a child that's not yours, and that you're proving that it's not yours. In the process of you to be taken off the child support system and proving that this child's not yours is a dreadful thing. So, I mean, if you questioning your chick that you're dealing with, and you know, they pressing you and get putting you mad pressure to sign these birth certificate papers, man, don't do it, man. It's a trick. Get you lined up,
Hmm.
pay them payments, man. I mean,
That's why I'm always making sure, because me, I understand that. I always have a sweet voice, so it's easy to think that, yo, women are going to women are going to take advantage of Mo of everything. I said, don't ever let this baby face fool you. Don't ever let the sweet voice fool you. I make sure that I'm having a lot of plans to protect myself as much as possible, and that's something I always recommend to every guy. You know, protect yourself as much as possible, bro. Have getaway money, bro. Like, don't just have everything in your bank accounts, because don't have something that's not on your name. Have something that's like just straight cold cash that's not traceable. Well, I mean, not traceable, but like that's not, you can't just see it on from through bank statements and stuff.
Right.
Have something outside that, that they can't track. They can't really put a number on it. They can't log in and say, oh, like they can't log in and, oh, you got this much on your account. Haha. No, can't do that. Or have different places where you hide different stashes. You know, something, it sounds extreme, but because we're in these extreme times, you have to take extreme measures.
Yeah, to protect yourself. But
Yeah.
honestly, man, I wouldn't. I mean, if I'm kicked out like that, like where I gotta hide my money, to the point where I gotta. I mean, like I wouldn't even
Mm,
put myself in a subservient position where I'm gonna take an L dealing with a female, whether
It,
if I get her pregnant or getting married. Like that's
it's
out the
it's
question.
because it's because most men want marriage and they want a family for good
Right,
reason.
that's them blue pill niggas though. You know what I mean? Them blue pill niggas be OD
It's
off that blue pill.
no,
You know
no,
what I
no.
mean?
Even when you red pill, you still want a family. You still want a future. You still want a legacy to take care of, because you know that's that's our job as a man, to take care of our future and take care of the legacy, and to mold the next generation. That's why women having a high body count could damn near kill your legacy and your bloodline. Because that's why it hurts us so much, because our bloodline is so important to us that we want to continue it on for the next generations. So before you're doing that, before you're able to do that, you want to be able to protect yourself, as before all that happens, because you'll never know. Or I also recommend people just find girls from other countries. So
I mean, I don't think. I mean, you can go that route, but not the average dude can't just up and leave
nope.
and move to a different country. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that's a solution. It's cool. You know what I mean? The option is there, but I don't think it's the answer to for every dude. You know what I mean?
No. It's all about finding what works for you.
Hmm.
I'm having many different, everything's up in the open. You know, I don't rule out everything, because I don't bank off of one thing. I don't put all my eggs in one single basket. Because I understand anything is gonna happen, and because I know I'm gonna be a man that's gonna be everywhere. Um, as my name is growing and my brand is growing, and even people out in public, they're like, "Yo, like, it's not every day we see a local celebrity." Like, I get that. I've been getting
Right.
that a lot. So
Hmm.
so and even this, even it doesn't have to be a specific route. We don't have to talk about a specific route, but at least we can all agree on, we have to take extra measures on protecting yourself, because even even this platform here, you know because you're doing the work, and you're really growing this platform. You have a great comment section, and people really loving this platform, loving the channel, they're loving you. And but what comes with that is growth. And you know this platform has a pretty good probability of having a really big name. Then you're going to end up being everywhere.
Right.
And a lot more people are going to know you. And then next thing you know, you're going to run into a lot more important people. And then after that, you're going to end up being the important people. you know um and but when what comes with that is, you have to be able to protect yourself as much as possible, and finding different lanes of protecting yourself, not just one, not just committing
Right.
to one way. So yeah.
So I mean, like, it sounds like you're open to, because me, I'm not an advocate for marriage or having kids. I mean, I don't. I mean, uh, due to the conditions that's what's going on in the United States and even in the world, like it'll be selfish of me to bring another human being in this cold world. I mean, but from how you're speaking, it sounds like you want to, have kids and carry on the legacy and all that. And if you do take that route, like, how would you protect yourself other than hiding money?
Um, Finding good lawyers and learning the law of each state, or at least or as much states as possible, depending on because the girl, she could be from another country, she could be another state, she could be next door. So
Right, right.
I don't. It's also because I love every type of female. When it comes to girls, I don't discriminate. I like all shades. I like all backgrounds. I love all colors. You know, yeah, I love all flavors. The ice
Yeah, yeah,
cream.
yeah, yeah. No, I get down like that too, but
Yeah,
I'm just aware of certain laws and
yeah.
certain protocols you got to go through if shit hit the fan. I mean,
You really have to learn. Having a good lawyer and having an understanding on when it comes to prenuptial agreements. And I know Fresh and Fit, we've had already episodes with
now hold up.
yeah.
Now me, like, my thoughts on prenuptial agreement in certain states. Well, most states, it's up to the judge whether or not they're going to keep that thing relevant or throw it out the window. I mean,
You gotta have everything documented. You and that has to be, and you have to make sure that is signed like months ahead of time and full proof that this was agreed upon. And then you have to have postnuptial
even
agreements as
even
well.
even if she were to sign all of that, she still can get out that by going seeing her shrink and saying that she was under pressure taking that. I mean,
That's why I said you gotta have proof for that.
but
Because
is it worth it for marriage to go through all this trouble and checking, crossing your eyes? I mean, dotting your eyes and crossing your T's like that, all
you
for
don't
some
I mean it
please, man.
you don't have to. Or
I mean,
you like, hey, you could travel around. You can also,
yeah.
hey,
I mean, I'm just saying,
you
like,
could just travel around and get down too.
I'm not posing my beliefs on you or anybody
I
else,
know
but
you're not. I
I'm
know you're
just
not.
giving you my thoughts on it. I'm like, yo, that's a lot of trouble
It is.
just to have some used up peace sleeves, man.
It,
I
it, it
mean,
yeah, but dealing with women today is a lot of trouble in itself. Myron's not even married, and he just had to go through a broad trying to falsely accuse him the other day on that other network that we don't have to name here.
yeah, yeah,
And Myron did a
yeah.
6-hour episode on debunking every accusation she tried to make. Myron and Fresh, they debunked everything she tried to say. And he
See,
kept it
but
as objective
here's
as
the thing,
possible.
right?
And he's not even married, and he still had to go through extra measures to protect himself. And he was not even married.
No, and see, this is the crazy part. Like, once your name is smeared in that kind of light, even when you prove your innocence, you're still dealing with the backlashes of that. My thoughts on this, right? I think when somebody falsely accuse someone of a non-consensual act amongst each other, and they broadcast that, and that disparages that other and the male's character, that individual should be placed in prison for that, and
Of
they
course,
don't. You know what I
100%.
mean? They never.
But
You know what I mean? There's no repercussions. There's no repercussions for them of doing something vicious like that. You know what I mean?
it's a reminder of how laws don't give a damn about men. They don't give a damn about men. They'll never give a damn about men. So that's why it's another reason why I say, like, it's for men to take extra measures to protect themselves, because the laws they're not going to help you out. They're not going to give you any kind of advantage. Um, and the world, and as a man, the world don't care about you. The world doesn't give a damn about you. And you just have to accept that it is what it is. But at least you still have an opportunity to be someone special. You have an opportunity to do something special. So why not protect that as much as possible? Because it is your duty here. So yeah. And Marcus, I see you exactly. I ain't even got you ain't even got to say it. But that it is what it is, man. That's the burden that us men we're born with, and we're gonna have to deal with it.
Yeah,
But
because
that's what and they hate. That's why they hate Myron so much, because
he
they
exposes
actually
that. You know
and
what I
but
mean?
the
He
real
puts that
reason
to light.
but the real reason why they hate him so much is because he's the one that said men are the prize.
Yeah, and that's and
The,
I agree with him on that. You
mhm.
know.
And the world has hated him ever since, bro. And so that's why they'll believe any lie, even if it's proven to be a lie about him. They'll still believe it because it's against Myron.
That's crazy, man. I think that's unjust. You know what I mean?
It is.
Yo, since you've been bubbling in the YouTube scene with Fresh and Fit, how's the groupie love?
I actually get less girls, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I actually get I actually get a lot less girls, bro, because I'm so focused on on pursuing my purpose and working hard, bro. And I'm building so much, bro. It's hard to make time to like really like really work on females, bro. I had to
Yeah,
I had
I
to
mean,
dr- I had to drop a lot of girls, Um although a lot hasn't noticed, because Myron and Fresh are the real faces. They're the real face. I'm just in the background. Like a lot of them still don't even know Chris yet. And let alone I'm still relatively new. But so, and a lot of the girls that I've even had, especially as recent, are not even because of Fresh and Fit.
right.
It's because of just either Big Mo, in music, or me just putting my face out there, or me, just being out and talking to some shorties, and they don't know who I am yet. Uh, but it's even um but also, and yeah, Chris is the one that does most of the recruiting, and he just to answer Marcus real quick. Chris is the one that does most of the recruiting, just about all of it. He's the one that does all the coordinating. Fresh will probably bring a girl or two every, I don't know, every week. Um, but yeah, it's like, yeah, there's times I get, when you're on your purpose, bro. When you're so focused on working hard, bro, you're gonna have to drop a lot of women, bro. You're gonna have to drop a lot, and or
Hmm.
keep the ones that's willing to still fight for you.
Right. Well, that's smart. You know, it keeps all that. I mean, all that excess stuff that's not good for you away from you. I mean,
Yeah,
and that's good to move in that kind of lane like that, which is smart. You know, because most dudes, they they fall into being gassed, and I mean, and start moving on some sucker shit. Always stay sucker free. I
you'll
mean,
you'll you'll lose a lot of women chasing money, but you'll never lose money. Yeah, you'll no, no yeah you'll never lose women chasing money, but you'll always lose money chasing women. Man, I almost messed that up so bad, yo.
but
But
that's a
yeah,
serious gem, though.
yeah.
I mean, always remain on your purpose, man. I mean, you
So
come
that
first. Your career comes first. I mean,
you have to be your first priority. So yeah.
so yo, what are some things that will make you friend zone an attractive female that's in your circle or who you dealing with on a regular basis?
Definitely her attitude, and understanding some of the red flags that she would already have. Shout out to Donovan Sharp again. I've learned from him, like, there's times where, like, I ain't gonna lie, there's times I've been learning what really comes with females, and like understanding what's coming with them, and I'm like, yo, I can already smell you from a mile away. Like especially if she, like, one of my things is if she has a bunch of tattoos and piercings.
Yo, they say they say chicks with tattoos got some type of mental illness, man. What
Yeah.
are your thoughts on that? You
I
think it's
I
true?
I absolutely agree because you're making such a permanent decision based off an emotion. Or there's times not even off of emotion. It's just because you just felt like it that day, and it's like, ugh, ugh. It's, it's like I can't trust you to build something long term when you're going to do something crazy out of nowhere. Um, and you'll never know. Like you'll never know what it's like. Yeah, you'll never know what's gonna happen. But I need someone that's gonna like to stay like disciplined at least, or at least somewhat disciplined. I understand women are
Right.
very emotional. They're gonna move off their emotions. That's the nature of women. It's going to happen. It happens. But someone who's not gonna make the dumbest life altering decisions based off of how they feel like, at the moment, especially the more tattoos they have, the worse. I'll kind of make some exceptions, but these days, as my standards have been growing and as I've been losing weight too, um, the you know the amount of exceptions of tattoos has gotten a lot lower now. Like I'm like I might, and but piercings, take that shit off. Take
Yeah,
that shit off.
especially
Face,
like that bull joint
face
they be
that bull.
rocking, yo.
Take that shit
I be
off.
like, yo,
Take that shit
see
off,
right
or
there. I mean,
take that shit off, or you're not getting any investment from me. You're not.
yo, yo, there's one thing I want to ask you, right? Yo, you was on some dude's joint podcast, right? And you mentioned this chick, she was aesthetically inclined, I mean, and yo, but her hygiene was a negative too. Yo,
Ah,
from a scale of 1 to 10, right? 1 through 10, how dirty was the couch when she left? Like, cause she left the stain sitting on the couch or something like that. Like,
yeah.
that. Like, yo, break that down.
I actually ended up catching that after the show when all the girls left.
Wow.
I didn't know. But I remember Chris was like, bro, that's, you smell something, bro? I'm like, I don't know. And then, but when I ended up like kind of like going to like where Chris was at, I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And then, man, I wish I remembered the exact episode, but she had on this light blue dress, and she was a light skin. She probably looked Hispanic, and she had curly hair. I remembered that. That's what I remembered. Um, on the couch, yo, especially her sex. She was sitting right in the middle too, bro. Man, I'm giving that like a 8 or 9. How dirty that couch was,
Yo,
bro. Cause
that's
it, cause it,
crazy.
but it wasn't because of
Because
dirt.
yo,
It wasn't
the way
because of,
you broke it down like, yo, she's like the typical attractive female that most dudes will highlight. I mean,
yeah, yo, she
that's
does.
crazy.
Yo, and it wasn't like the dirt. It smelled too, and basically Myron had to do deep cleaning on that couch,
Yeah, I would
on
have
that
burned that
section,
couch, man.
bro. I was just like, bro. I was like, oh, bro. And actually, I'll give two more other things. I'll give two more other things. This is brand new. I never talked about it.
All right, yo, I need the exclusive scoop, man. Talk to me, man.
We had two French girls the other day. I think it
Mhm.
was last week. They was musty as hell, boy. Musty,
Yeah, bro.
bro. It was, bro. Just know we was turned off by them, bro. And they was attractive. It was really attractive, and they French, straight out of French. They were like,
Yo,
like pure French, like barely. We had to have we one of the dudes that does Fresh is if that does photo shoots for Fresh, he had to translate throughout the show for them,
right.
and he a Haitian dude. He had
Okay.
he had to translate throughout the show, like that's how French they were, like. And bro, like just know I wanted to slap the shit out of them with speed stick type shit, bro. I'm like, yo, why are you so stank, yo? Like she smelled like, bro, like they both smelled like, I don't know, like they haven't showered in days, yo.
That's
And they
crazy.
were attractive, yo.
Yo,
They were,
it be those dimes that be having the bad
yeah,
hygiene, man. That's
and
crazy, man.
another one, and another. This was never. I was just having a conversation because after the show, um, after the show was that we we tell all the girls, I'm like, hey, I'll get your valet tickets. Like, give us your valet tickets, and we'll cover that, and screenshot us your Uber Lyft, and we'll reimburse you. It's a standard we do after every show, or at least the ones that stays. The ones that we kick out, they gotta handle that their own. Um, and then so I'm kind of cool with the valet guy. One of the valet, me and sometimes
Mhm.
we just kick it. We just talk about other things. He
Word
watches
up.
the show.
Yeah.
And so one time, me and him, we was in the elevator because he was getting the next car, and I'm going to my car.
Hmm.
He was like, "Yo, I don't want to be an asshole, bro, but most of these girls, they got roaches in their car."
Yeah.
I was like,
What?
"What?" He said,
Is that
"Bro,"
even possible, my nigga?
he said, "Bro, every night there's at least one or two girls that got roaches in their car every night." I'm like, "What?" So
Yo.
now, after now, if you guys watch any show, any after hour show with the girls, just know one of them got roaches. One or two of them got roaches in their car.
Yo,
At least
that's
one or two of them.
crazy. Yo.
Yeah.
Too much information, man. I might not look at the same
This-
ever again, man.
yeah. So that's that was only between me and the valet guy, and we
Nuts.
just had this conversation last week.
Yo. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Man, oh man. Man,
that So be careful so if y'all see a girl y'all really like, just be a little extra careful on that one.
yo, for real. Yo, what are your thoughts about dating single mothers? Would you ever wife up a chick that already got kids?
I once did, never again.
Okay, I'm glad you said that. Give the breakdown to all the suckers out there that's wifing out single mothers. Explain to them why they shouldn't do that.
You will never be a first priority. Um Even if you did all the work to build your house that you pay for, that you take care of, for the family that you take care of, it'll still never be your house. It'll still never be your shit. Um and you still have no authority. And you have to walk on eggshells every day. Every day you have to walk on eggshells because you'll never know what. Because there's going to be some cases the kid could say anything, and the woman is going to automatically believe that kid for good reason. Um, and her kid is always going to have to be the priority over you for good reason.
Right.
I understand that, but you know, and even as we said before, um, a woman's nature is going to take over and it's going to screw you over. And there's times there were, especially if her baby daddy previously ain't shit, you are going to have to be the one to pay for it. You are going to have to suffer the consequences. And you're literally going to have all of the responsibility with no authority. All of it. And it's never worth it. There are some single mothers that kind of like they'll give you the respect, but bro, it's so few of them, especially these days, bro. You're just better off not even trying to find out if she's an exception or not.
Right. Now,
And
some dudes would say that, yeah, I hope I don't get no backlash saying this, but this ain't me. But this content creator would say single mothers is only for recreational use only. Do you believe that?
I believe that 100%.
Salute to you, King. You're
Hey,
a wise king, man. And explain to these young heads out there that they should never wife up a single mother. Let them know why it's a bad idea.
it's
One,
it's
one more, one more line. Just give them one more line.
yo, cause I always say to the woman, your past may not be your fault, but it is not my problem. You are always going to have to pay for the things that you didn't even do, that you're not even responsible for, and you have to um and you're that you didn't even do. You have to pay for a crime that you didn't commit. You're going to have to suffer consequences that you didn't even start, that you weren't even involved in. It's like me going to jail because someone from another city that I never met a day in my life robbed the bank, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to jail over that shit. I had nothing to do with it. I don't, nothing to do with it. They just be like, "Yo, Jackson robbed the bank, so you got to go to jail for it." What did I do? Nothing. But he did it, so you got to pay for that shit. What? That's what it means to date a single mother. Um, like I said, you have all the responsibility with no authority, and she can take that kid away. And for most states, when she takes the kid away, you are officially eligible for child support.
Yo, repeat that again.
In most states, she could take that kid away and you are officially eligible for child support. And the government can wax you out of everything. Yes,
That
we
that
know
is
you was with
horrible.
her.
That's horrible. A
Yes,
kid
we
that's not even biologically yours.
hmm
Now you're obligated to pay child support because you have relations with his moms.
yep. If you ever so much buy that kid ice cream, you are eligible for child support.
That's that's these laws is crazy out here, man. Yo,
And
man.
yeah,
I mean, it's like you gotta move in. You gotta move in a almost in a paranoid state when you dealing with these women because you can fall into any kind of
bro,
trap, man.
bro, in Florida, even in Florida, you in some other states, but Florida is definitely highlighted, bro. You give that woman a high five, you're eligible for child support. Just
That's
eligible child support, boom, just like that. Just
right.
it's like so. I'm like, I'm probably exaggerating, but what I learned about it, damn near you are eligible. It makes you eligible just for taking care of her. So, and you have no rights to that child, no matter what. You have zero rights to him, and there's also going to be times where if you really like if you with that woman long and that single mother long enough, you might end if she leaves, you might end up missing the child a lot more than her.
Yeah, because
And
the
yeah,
dudes that they develop an emotional attachment
yeah,
with the seed. Yeah,
you're
that
gonna
that'll be the
yeah.
hardest thing for the breakup if a dude deals with a single mother. You know what I mean?
He's like I know one of my close cousins, bro. I know me and him, we talked about it all the time. I'm like, we to hell with the woman. We miss the kid more though. It's like,
Yeah.
but you got no rights to see the child. So
But I
and
mean, I think it's just I
and
don't want to
even
I
and
don't want
even
to sound like
worse.
I don't want to sound like a dickhead, but
Mhm.
it's 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 ridiculous to raise another man's seed, man. Like I no man should be raising another man's seed. You know, I don't think it's the smartest decision a man should do. You know, because here's the thing, right? With her making that mistake, right?
Mhm.
You're feeding her with positive reinforcement for that dysfunctional behavior, sleeping around and having kids, and all the kids' father, like they don't have a father involved in their life. By a dude wifing up a female like that, it just gives her the positive reinforcement to keep moving the way she's been moving.
It's as I said before. The highest honor you can ever give a man is his child, and you're letting someone else take the highest honor, someone else's honor, while especially if she doesn't want any kids anymore or she doesn't give you any kids, she killed your bloodline. She killed your legacy. She killed your future. She killed your ancestors, and you're happy about it?
Now, yo, what are your
Fuck
thoughts
no.
on females that can't bear children? Do you think they're worthless?
Why should I? Why should I'm only gonna invest in you if you allow me to have kids of my own. If you're that, you gotta be super. You better be super compliant. You better be super coachable. You damn sure better cook. You damn sure better cook just to still have to tell allow me to still have kids of my own from someone else. Cause I'm still gonna want my kids. And they better be mine. My blood, you better not let me kill my bloodline off of your past. And you know what? I'm still going to say this. Your past may not be your fault, but it's not my problem. Shit, women. And I always I'm glad you asked a question like that, because I do want to always take this time to say, fellas, don't ever apologize or feel bad if your standards may be unfair to women, because 9 times out of 10, fuck it, 10 times out of 10, your standards are probably still a hell lot more reasonable than just about all of these women.
Yeah, yeah.
So if that standards is unfair, so be it, because women will disqualify you just off your height alone, which you can't control.
Facts. Yo, it's funny you brought that up because when you brought up a situation about the psycho calculator on how delusional these
Yeah.
chicks are, it's like, yo, when you was talking to your man's on this podcast, he's like 6'9" or 6'6", like a ball player height. He's like,
Mm-hmm.
he said
Ah, yes.
you told him his height alone makes him an anomaly
Yeah.
for the female. You know what I mean? So which means he's in high demand, even if he's broke.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? When you said that, I'm like, yo, you got a point. That's true. If a
If you
female's not fully attracted to the average male, he has to meet certain requirements. And height, money is the most thing that they complain about or they want. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
it's
the
yep.
prerequisites. That's the prerequisites you have to meet in order to bag a somewhat semi-attractive female. She don't even got to be fine. Like she could be like average, and this is
Like we
the
don't. Yeah. Like what? Like yo, I'll still invest in you. Like no matter.
right.
Just cook clean. You know, sex sandwich silence. Give me sex when I'm horny. Um, feed me when cook for me when I'm hungry. Learn how and when to shut the fuck up. Straight up.
Word up. Yeah,
Learn,
because it's like, yo, like if you're providing provision, protection, and financial stability, man. I mean, at least you can do is cook and clean. You know.
and throughout the shows, like, a women really feel entitled to dudes that tall, and they will, and they turn. We just had a Brock Lesnar looking chick the other day. Like,
Brock
Ju-
Lesnar.
yeah,
She was brolic as hell, my nigga.
bro.
Yo.
She was talking about as a woman, I need to have a masculine alpha man. I'm like what? I was like,
Good luck with
it,
that.
it, 42 and still refuse to settle.
42 years old.
And still refuse to settle,
There's
bro.
gonna be a lot of cat shepherds out there.
Exactly, bro.
Shout
Like
out
she
to
truly.
MTR. I'm still in your line, but I'm giving you credit though, MTR. But I'm still in your line. Too many cat shepherds out here, you heard?
So these things like they're still going to be so they still feel so entitled, bro, to like the most like anomalies of men, and that's all of them, bro. Like like only very rare do I don't see a lot of them go like under 6 feet.
But for the most part, dudes, they don't trip about that. They're like, oh, okay, that's what you want. Shit, I ain't gonna make the cut. They don't
Yeah, yeah.
they don't get emotional about it and be like, oh my goodness, how could you say that? That is unfair and unreasonable. But
Because when you truly understand how much women there are in the world, you stop putting them on a pedestal. I say that all the time. So it is what it is, and plus there's a lot more women than there are men, and beautiful women are everywhere. Beautiful women are common. They're everywhere. They're not hard to find. So I'm like, yeah, I could find another you anytime.
no, you're right about that. Plenty of fish in the sea, man. I mean, and you should explore your options. Now, if you built like Myron be saying, right?
Hmm.
If you build yourself to a certain level, you should have the birthright to exercise the rights of sleeping with multiple women. And
Yeah,
I agree with him on that. Salute to Myron for putting that ideology out there, waking up these suckers so that they could become sucker free and get off that blue pill, you heard?
yeah. You know, when I always say when you, I think who's Rev Run. It was one of my favorite quotes from him. When you truly love yourself, you take crap from no one.
Yeah,
And a lot of dudes really don't love themselves. They
yeah.
don't they don't value themselves. They don't respect themselves. So
And
and
when I see dudes that move like that, I feel like they done sold their soul just to get the
yeah.
peace leave, man.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
why that's why they will marry a single mother who doesn't want any more kids. They men are willing to really literally
yo,
kill
what do
off
you
their
think that
own legacy.
stems from, though? Other than blue pill information, where does that when did it become cool to wife up the smut that got kids and there's no father involved?
Because men were naturally like hardwired to provide and protect. So
So you think it's a biological thing?
yeah, it's just our biological thing gets exploited and taken advantage of.
I can see
That
that.
that's why like if we see a woman getting beat up, we don't we naturally we're not going to care about how she got there. We're going to think about we got to protect her. Like we got to step in real quick. Like, hey, yo, hold on, you violating. Like, or we'll beat his ass. We'll jump that dude. You know, we're naturally like that, bro. Like, or like Titanic is sinking. There's the first thing they say: women and children first. Save
Right.
the women and children, and the rest of the men who can't make it on the last rafts, bro. We done. We die. And men make sure we go to war. We're going to the front lines just to protect the women and children in our country. We're so natural, and we'll do it happily too. Hell, bro, that's the yo mama jokes are the most fighting words you could ever hear, bro, because protecting our own mom's honor. You
Right.
know,
But we should react like that for our fathers too, not just the
we should,
mom.
we
You
should.
know what I
It's just,
mean?
But like
Salute
I
to all
said,
the good fathers out there that's involved actively in their kids' lives, that's still getting hit with that child support. They dropping all that bread, pay off the court system and lawyers and all that, just to have a fragment of a second to be with their child. Salute to those men out there, man. Y'all official like tissue, you heard? If nobody say it, I'm saying it. You're a good father and you're a pillar to your community. Salute.
I'm actually going to take a little step further from that.
Mm-hmm.
I always say the type of men who make great husbands and great fathers are common and they are everywhere.
Right.
Most men would make great fathers. That it goes back to our hardwiring, where we're biologically hardwired to protect and provide.
See, here's the thing. I
It's and it's either they're good fathers or
mm-hmm.
they at least try to be, but the system won't allow them to.
And the female. Now, peep this, right? It's funny you say like good guys are common, and you're right about that. Most average dudes, they're loyal, and they gonna hold it down for the family. You know what I mean? Because they, for some reason, they carry on this old school patriotic system that they were brought up in, or they witnessed their parents brought up in. I mean, so they tend to hold those attributes and do the righteous thing in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now the modern day female, she's overly pumped with hypergamy. Like these chicks be on hypergamy on steroids, you heard?
Yeah.
And they overlook the average dude and they wanna holla at the natural selection, the top 10 percenters. You know what I mean? And you're right about that. I totally agree on that. You know what I mean? The average chick is gonna overlook the average dude. The ugly chick is gonna overlook the average dude. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Bro, the ugly chicks are still going to say, yo, um, the dude better be 6'5", 6'6".
No facts.
Better
And
be
yo, my man,
basketball height.
My comrade Poppy Blanco, we had a live stream. Like, yo, we was talking about the wall, and he was like, yo, the wall don't exist because, yo, if she a 3 or 4, she getting saved. You know what I mean?
Well, and shout out to Godfather Roller Tomasi. He says the wall doesn't start here. It starts here. A lot of the times when women have that delusional, it's really because they know in their minds they're hitting the wall, but they truly feel the need to push that wall back. And
That's why they go get the plastic surgeries, the lip
yeah,
injection. Because, yo, peep this, right? If you're a female that's aesthetically inclined, right? Your mental capacity stops within that age when you figure out when guys want to retract something from you. Like, for them to be able to retract something from the guy, she knows she has to use her looks with that. So therefore, from whatever age she figures that out, whether it was 15 or 16, her state of mind is still within that age range. You know what I mean? Because of the demographic of the situation. You know what I mean? So, a lot of times, man, these chicks, when they figure out that their wall's about to hit, it's like, the compliments start coming in, dudes ain't thirsty for them no more. A light bulb start their head and be like, yo, my youth ain't forever. You know what I mean? My value, my sexual market value is not going to be up to par like it was when I was in my early 20s, 18. You know what I mean?
yeah. And the thing is, and they, even the ones who don't get surgery, they still like they still make sure they're on point with the makeup to still look like they're pushing back the clock. Although Mother Nature's undefeated, they don't know that the clock is really biological, and they think the biological clock has something to do with looks, or they think that time clock, maybe if they look like they could push
It's
the
more
clock
than
back,
like
it's
because I don't see some old chicks that still look aesthetically inclined. I mean, it's not
of
just on the look. It's
course.
the youthness, the newness of her aura. It's just different from an older chick. Like when you look at an older chick, she done been ran through. she's been used and abused, my nigga. Like
Yeah,
you can sense that. I mean,
but it, it's still it's still not it's nothing to invest in though, because and a lot of guys don't know that because they were like, oh, I finally got some peace leave. Ooh, but you know you don't, but your standards are so low, or you don't have any respect for yourself.
yeah, be so the thirst
You're
is real.
you're willing to believe that a woman can push the clock back just so you can finally get something.
The thirst is real, fam. Like,
Yeah.
yo, there's dudes out there, like they be on some Blade types. You ever seen Blade?
Yeah.
You know when he got to get that fixed, put the injection in his neck.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I mean, he want to be a righteous man. He want to feed off innocent lives and suck the life out of them, which is the blood. Same thing with these suckers out here, man. Like they need that fix, man. They need the copulate. They don't care. They don't care what. They don't care how what the chick has to offer or how she looks. He just needs to get that release.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy, man. The thirst is real, man. And if you don't keep that in check, you're gonna end up doing a lot of sucker shit, man. And about staying sucker free, you know,
Yeah. A woman's game strategy is heavily contingent upon a man not knowing his worth and his own value.
man. Who
I
you telling,
always
man?
say it.
Yo, I got another question. Yo, the producer for Fresh and Fit, right? How does he deal with all those females, man? Because like, yo, I couldn't do it. I mean, like, and he's able to like keep a good relationship with all of them. I mean, how does he have the capability of doing something like that?
Well, I mean, he always says, bro, he used to be a teacher.
Okay, okay.
For those who watch the show, it's kind of a joke, but not really. Because he says that all the time, but there's times he says it a little too much, and like he was like,
Oh
listen,
yeah.
that was like his answer for everything.
Salute to
Like, look,
Chris, though.
I used to be a teacher. I used to be a teacher. I don't know. You could be like, yo, Chris, what cake do you rather prefer, chocolate cake or vanilla cake? I'm like, listen, I used to be a teacher. What? Huh? What?
Nah, you embellishing right now, man.
And who like, yo, Chris, how do you get to 8th Street? Is it do you make a left or do you make a right? Like, listen, I used to be a teacher. What? No, I'm asking directions, bro. What?
Yo, you funny as hell, man.
So, and because one time I was like, damn, I don't know how you do with these girls. He'd be like, look, I used to be a teacher. I'm like, you fucking right. Because a lot of dealing with a lot of women, yo, they're really like kids, bro.
I can
They
imagine, man. Like, yo,
the only
it's just I couldn't do it. It's too much.
the only difference is most nights I've
Mhm.
seen children more well behaved than a lot of these girls.
That's crazy, man. Like how
Like
much they could just do whatever they want. Like they really don't live in the reality that we live in,
they
man.
really don't. There's some like chilled ones, but you know, but another thing, Chris has a ton of patience. He's the most stern and the most strict,
Hmm.
but at the same time, he's the most patient. Um, and he that's why I say like Chris really has like the most game to be able to like handle and entertain while keeping in check multiple like big groups of females at one time, day in and day out, and he has to understand flakes happen. Yo, we've had nights where like we've had like there's some we had like 11 to 12 flakes in 1 week.
Flakes, like them not
Like
showing up.
them not showing up. Like they said they was
Yeah,
gonna show
yeah.
up. They
Yo,
was be
trust me,
like they
I
was
understand.
scheduled.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, females, they mad flaky, man. Like
yeah.
they words is definitely not they bond, man. They'll
Yeah.
tell you one thing and they do another.
Yep. Their words, they are not. That's why there's no such thing as women of their word.
Yo, facts,
Like
man.
like like they better. There's times a lot of them will come late, or they don't come
Well,
at
yo,
all.
but the ones that are solid, man, they're pretty good people.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
the ones that follow through, they
yeah,
like they say something, they gonna do something. Like I respect that. You
yeah.
know what I mean? Because majority of the time when I'm politicking with a female, she tell me she gonna do something. 9 times out of 10, I'm not gonna believe her
Th- that-
because, yeah.
that's also why we even have like a. That's why we even have like a number of females that like they come back to the show. Like a lot of them come back to the show a couple times.
Where
Uh,
I noticed that this one chick, she's fine too. She a little Colombian joint. Is she Colombian? I think she Colombian Venezuela. One of them joints. But she a baddie. I don't know her name. But yo, if I ever see her, yeah, I mean, I might have to spit that check. You know
you
what I
said
mean?
she's been there a lot.
Yeah. Like yo,
She
she's
probably
pretty cool with Myron and Fresh, man.
I think probably thinking Daniela
Mm.
or
She got
Bianca.
blonde hair.
Bianca
Man, I can't remember her
probably.
name. Nah.
Well, I won't. I let me not give too much name. I don't have to. I don't need the name.
But
But
yo, she
like a lot of the girls that come like who come like to the show often or sometimes like
Mhm.
it's because like they're just really solid.
Yo, the one I do remember though, but like she cute, but it's not something I go holler at. But that pineapple chick,
Nina the pineapple.
yeah, she always in
Yeah.
there, and like she's the only female I can remember. Like straight up, you know what I mean?
She's Dominican.
A little
Yeah.
Dominican John, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
The
yeah.
fun size thing, you heard?
She's nice. She's a nice.
Yeah, yeah, a little
She
nice
she
little fun
is
size thing, you heard?
she is really solid. She always does like come through when when needed. There's times she's
Well,
always
she
been on
seems
time.
pretty like I mean solid and down to
Yeah.
earth because I saw her boy fresh gift and all that. You know what I mean, with her credit card, man. Smooth out for good friend, you heard?
And she always asks about like a lot of money advice and Myron's when you cool when a chick is solid. Myron has no problem like giving a woman money advice. Like listen, here's what you need to do with the money. Here's how to take this properly. Here's how I like do with my clients or people who rent. Stuff like that. Like especially when Myron sees that, okay, she's cool. She's solid. Because a lot of the times after the show, like Myron likes to get sushi and ask some of the girls, hey, you wanna get sushi with us? It's on me. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's times we get sushi afterwards, and a lot of them, when you like I said, when you cool, Myron he'll talk regular to you, like listen, like here's how to focus on properties, or here's how tax works, type shit, you know, because all yeah, a lot of them they really solid.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I get a vibe that Myron is a good friend. I get that vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I see the way he interacted with his team. It's, you know what I mean? Seems like a solid dude to deal with. You know what I mean?
yeah. As long as you don't, as when he wants you to work, and the only one of the biggest things he has, don't give any excuses. He don't want to hear none of that. Like make it happen, or there's no or, just make it happen. Yeah, and at least if he knows you, you'll like if he knows you, like you really tried your best, bro. He'll be like, it's all right, bro. You did what you could. Like there's times I've messed up a couple times in the show, bro,
Mm-hmm.
and there's Chris had let me have it, and Myra was like listen, like he made a mistake. Mistakes happen, you know. And I thought Myron was gonna be the one to really be on my ass, but Myron was like, mistakes happen, don't worry. Like
Word.
listen, just be better next time, and we'll be fine.
Yo, sounds like a real Yo, man, that just sound like a real solid team, man. Y'all making some money moves together, man.
Yeah,
I think
man.
that's dope. I think that's real dope. You know what I mean? Yo, I got a boogie. Yo, this was a dope interview, Big Mo. Salute to you, King, man. I appreciate you coming through on the platform and showing your boys some love over here. You heard?
Yo, thank you for having me, man. I'm glad to have been able to show support, man. You know, uh, and thank you all to all the viewers watching, whether you're watching through the live or watching through the playback. And I've said it before. I'm gonna say it some more. I say it all the time. Don't forget the memo to believe in Big Mo because that is the MO.
Word out. You know what I mean? Yo, seek wisdom, practice humility, and yo, remain sucker free. You heard? I'm out. One.